Good morning, traders. Are you guys ready to get back into the action? Yesterday was a day off in the middle of the week. Well, maybe that can help you get over a rough start to the week. Smash the like, guys. It's time to get after it. It's Trade the Pool. What's going on out there, traders? I'm excited to start another trading day with you guys. Of course, we'll take a look at the trading action and see what's going on in the market today. Like always, smash the like. Let me know what your top trade is going on in the chat. We'll definitely take a look at it. I'm going to go ahead and pull up here my gap scanner and take a look at the trading action that we're already in, at least for me, guys. I will definitely show you guys right now what positions I'm in and taking some shots already, guys. On the swing trade side of things, let's take a look at the action here. Mara is one of my top positions on right now, and I'm going to change it up here so you guys can see the swing account. It's a new thing that I'm trying to do here is kind of separate the accounts so that you guys can see the action. Here's the swing trade side of things, guys, and you guys can see I'm up decent on Mara here, and it's not the biggest money trade, but that doesn't mean that it isn't a really good trade here. Really nice entrance here that I got. So I'm going to continue to watch to see what happens here. Looks like my TC is freezing up a little bit here, guys. Just give me one quick second. Let me see if I can fix it. There we go. You want to work here? TC being a little weird here. So you see, guys, even my paid charting service struggling a little bit this morning. Let's go ahead and restart it here. I'll restart it up, guys. Like always, smash the like, guys. We got a great show for you guys. I'm excited to get into the action and talk to you guys about what stocks I see moving in the market today. There's a lot going on. We'll talk a little bit about Dell. We'll talk a little bit about SMCI. We were just talking about SMCI on Tuesday, actually, before we started getting a nice little move here. So let's take a look here. Mara, nice move up there to 2070. I got in at 2023. You guys remember me on Tuesday actually trading this to the upside near 20. I had this at 1980s. I did do a day trade and then decided to do a swing trade over the holiday. Not bad move here. Let's take a look at the playbook this morning. What do we got on the playbook? Of course, we're going to talk about the first one up is going to be on Dell and SMCI. Let's take a look at that. Dell with a nice move up there to 154.50. We've been talking about this, and you guys in the chat have been all over Dell. So I got to give you guys the shout out there. Definitely all over that trade. Dell with a big push. And so Dell Technologies is rebounding after a gap down. You guys can see that gap down here. It is trying to fill this gap. And of course, what was talked about? Well, it was talked about the server racks that are being put together by Dell and SMCI for what? For XAI, for Gronk, right? Elon even kind of giving the information out. There was a tweet last night that was talking about how Dell was a part of this. And then Elon responded saying SMC, so saying Super Microcomputers was also a part of it. And you guys could see this morning the takeoff already having a nice little push. And some can call this kind of like a weekly bull flag. You guys can see the downtrend here with this, and it started to go higher. So not looking too bad at all. I think the important part is going towards the weekly highs here that you're going to try to take out. This kind of 972 area is going to be very vital to see if we can get through it. If not, we could do a little pullback off of it. But right now, SMCI is looking really hot. And we've gotten a lot of these kind of tech names to really kind of break out. This one was starting to get a little sleepy. And just as it gets sleepy, it gets the move. And look at the volume that's coming in the last couple of days. The RSI all pointing towards the upside. Looking pretty good right now in these stocks here. So definitely going to keep it on the radar. SMCI, one of the top plays right now in the playbook. So definitely take a look at that action. Sorry about that, guys. It just pulled it off the screen there. All right, there he goes. SMCI, definitely one of my top watch this morning. Let's keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens with this. NVIDIA also mentioned, of course, in that report, and NVIDIA up there to 140.40 as it's a partnership also with Dell for making this AI kind of server supercomputer. So NVIDIA with a big boost up, not looking bad at all this morning, up there towards 140.20s and just continues to lift off. So we'll see what happens as the market continues to just play the euphoria that's out there. Even Apple up there to 213.78. So continued strength in this market right now. Let's go to the crypto miners. The crypto miners. What's going on out there? Some other nerd, Wale. How we doing? Reach Trades. It's good to see you guys this morning. Definitely smash the like if you guys are enjoying the action. Of course, the other swing trade I have on is XRT. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up. But miners, we talked about Mara. We could also take a look at Clean Spark, guys. Clean Spark was one that I was trading on this 18 break during the competition. And this is one that we've been watching for a pretty long time, guys. We created this on May 29th, updated it on the 13th. And now look how this is starting to make a nice move here in Clean Spark. Really trying to see if it's going to come up towards like 23, 24 breakout. I think it's an important one to kind of keep an eye out. And you got a couple of these that are now starting to get hot, right? HUT is one that I put on the radar today. It just looks like it wants to start getting to move towards 14. You can also take a look at Riot. There's so many names in this space that could start getting a nice little lift. Riot, you guys can see a nice little trend line. It held the pullback. This pullback on Monday, very important, off of kind of the 1018 level, 1025 acting as support right now. We'll see if it breaks through the 1125, 1150s and really starts to make a move. Big part for me is also looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin starting to make a move, and that could help these names continue to lift off. All right, let's keep going. Out of my playbook, I got one more for you guys here this morning. GE on the radar as you guys see this trend line approach for the break back towards 170. And the interesting part is that industrials for a second there started pulling back, but actually kind of look sideways more here. Let's take a look at XLI. XLI starting to kind of prop here. Let's see if it actually starts making a move here towards 125 and 126. That could help GE really kind of get that takeoff. And we're talking about diversified industrial names. So definitely take a look at some other ones in that space. I usually go for the high cap ones. ETN is another one you guys can keep an eye out for. ITW, Illinois Tool Works. We'll look to see if these can get a little bit of a bounce back and start making a move. Of course, in this space, one of the big boys is DE. Deere, that's in farm and heavy construction, but an industrial name, right? That has been pulling back. We'll look to see if the industrials start to bounce. All right, let's see what else is going out there, guys. Like always, you guys keep throwing up some stocks that are on your radar. Let's get to the sunrise reports time of things. Of course, NVIDIA leading the charge and continuing to pass. And now and you guys see it there, guys, the 3.3 trillion, but definitely battling here for the top prize. NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, these companies are massive, man. 3.3 trillion. But definitely we're going to continue to watch as NVIDIA has soared 174% in 2024 and could keep moving, guys. I don't know this is going to stop anytime soon. We did get some economic data. I'll go ahead and I'll take a look at that. I'll pull it up for you guys in just a second. Need to get my Benzinga Pro ready. Had to do a little restart here. But there is going to be some Fed talk today. So be careful out there, guys. The Fed talk is something definitely to keep an eye out for. And what do I mean by Fed talk? Of course, we're talking the FOMC members. Today we'll be getting talk from Mary Daly, president of San Francisco Federal Reserve. You get Thomas Barkin. You also get Kashkari, chief of the Minneapolis Fed. So when you get that Fed conversation, you got to be careful because it could change around the tune of the euphoric market that we're in right now, right? Maybe they come out and say, well, I think that maybe we have raising rates on the line. who knows, guys, what could be said by the Fed. But one thing to keep in mind is that these FOMC members do move the markets. So watch out for their comments. All right, let's keep going, guys. We got some earning stocks to flow through right quickly. Let's go through that. Let's go Winnebago Industries, WGO. Who has themselves an RV out there? Let me know in the chat if you got an RV. And maybe, is it a Winnebago? Let me know. Is it an Airstream? What are you guys using out there? All right, but Winnebago coming in here, Q3 adjusted EPS at $2.65, beating the $2.62 estimate. You also got sales of 2.957 billion that missed the 2.975 billion estimate. So Winnebago actually taking a little bit of a pullback this morning. We'll look to see if it continues to fall down here. Definitely hourly comebacks towards 55 is something to maybe look at for rejections, maybe fade back down, but definitely not the best report here. EPS missing, the sales missing. And of course, we've been hearing it, right? The consumer starting to slow down. The big price purchases, those are the ones that probably suffer the most when the consumer starts to slow down, right? Food doesn't suffer that much because we all got to eat. But do we all need an RV? Probably not, right? All right, let's keep going, guys. It's good to see you guys in the chat. What's up out there, Noli? Boogie Woogie. It's good to see you. Lewis, you getting after it? Starting the mini? Okay. Starting the mini power today. Hey, man, get after it. Like always, it's so important to have a good green day to start. And I do want to kind of show you guys that did have a nice little green day on Tuesday, even though we were struggling. Of course, one of the top trades that I was able to come after, and we can take a look at how that trade turned out, was MBIO. I could have swung trade this one, right? Or something like that. Might have been an even better trade. I was able to get short on this at 117, looking for the breakdown back towards 75 cents. I took a big profit towards 82 cents. So was able to make a really nice gain, about 30 cents. But look at it today, guys. It's back down to 52 cents. So could have made a really nice big swing trade on this, being able to come after it. MBIO back down to 52 cents. But overall, really good trade on that. That gave me a really nice cushion. You guys can see it in my overall account. I'll pull it up here. So there's the 243. That's the day trading position. And of course, I do got the swing account. The swing account is down a little bit. It's about 158 down, but still got the potential to come back even on the trades that I have right here. So just going to continue battling on the swing trade side of things, but of course, focusing on that day trade side of things and seeing what we can come up with. And I don't know if you guys use this right here, but you guys know that you guys can separate the accounts so that it doesn't really get confusing. I just triggered this right here in the corner. And then that way, when you change accounts, it completely changes everything over, even your charts, so that you don't make a mistake and maybe make a wrong trade when you have multiple accounts like I do, right? It's all about what you guys want to use, guys, but definitely something to keep it watch to see what happens here on the best use kind of trade the pool, right? I think it's so important to find different features like that. I wasn't using that feature before, and someone told me about it, and definitely it helps, guys. It changes my order forms for me, so I don't have to change them all, right? I can just switch to the different accounts, and then boom, the order forms change over for me. So definitely check that out, guys. I always want to find best ways to use Trade the Pools platform. All right, let's keep going. Let's see what else is out there. Will there be another competition question out there from Nintendo Hotspot? Well, I'll tell you right now, that hotspot is hot, man. We will be having another competition. When exactly will that be? Well, you just have to stay tuned, man. I don't have exact dates just yet. We don't try to do them too often because the truth is we want it to be a big event for you guys to compete. It's not about making it this weekly because it just doesn't make it as fun, right? We're all trying to compete in it. I was able to get 48th place. At least made the top 50, man. I was trying to make the top 10. Hey, and that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. But the idea is that it's green, baby. Green is good, guys. All right, let's take a look around. Let's go to the scanner side of things. I see CMTL showing up on the volume scanner today. So if you guys don't remember, I was trading this one actually on, I took a loss on this one on Tuesday when this came back down towards the 325s. Eventually later in the day, really ripped up there to 4, has been hanging out here in the 380s, has some volume, that's for sure. And take a look at the hourly here. The hourly looks pretty clean here. Let's go ahead and erase the lines here, and I'll do the chart a little bit bigger so that you guys can see it. But definitely, this is one that I would definitely keep on the radar today. The hourly looks really pretty. If you look at the 1 minute or the 5 minute, you probably get confused with those ups and down moves. But if I look at just the hourly chart, I can see how this has built up, has held that kind of bottoming action, just put in a nice inverse hammer candle right here, which is what you want to see. Now I'd like to see pullbacks to that close hold, which is this 370 area, and then take a next lift. So we'll see what happens right now. CMTL, not a bad chart to kind of keep a watch in the penny stock land. We'll see what happens. I call this penny stock land. It was really small cap land, but not a bad area to kind of keep an eye out for. All right, guys, let's go ahead. I'm going to lower this down so that we can start taking a look at the gapper scanner and see what's showing up there. So we do got a big gap in MGOL. MGOL up there to $1 already in the pre-market, getting a big spike up here, guys. In the last even 10 minutes, it's gone from about 45 cents to $1. We're seeing a lot of these penny stocks make these runs. MBIO was another one. So keep your eye on the trends that are going on. This could truly bring us back some money in our pockets. What do we want to know? We want to know where the edge is, what patterns are showing up common. Right now, the two patterns that I would say are common are these penny stocks making a big push and trying to get towards $1. Another pattern that I see common right now is the cup and handle pattern. And so that's one thing that I do always want to give you guys when I see the trends. All right, let's keep going. We can also take a look at that KAVL. Remember, this one was a big mover on Monday, got all the way up there towards what, $7.50, $8. I think this was on Friday actually that it made the move. Yeah, Friday. Monday we still pulled back. So we'll see what happens on the KAVL. Can it get hot again? Yeah, it could get hot again, but you got to be careful with a name like this. This thing moves really fast and was really wicked on that day that it was getting up there towards $8. That's KAVL. GRDI. It's another one up there towards that $1. And look at this. Penny stock, right? 60 cents going past that $1 spot. It's kind of common right now that we're seeing these. CMND up there back towards $1, right? And this one was actually right at $1. Does this one do a stock split? Let me take a look here. I did do a stock split back here, but that's way back in time. All right, you can see how this one has been popping, getting random bits of volume, but not everyday volume. And I think that that's an important thing. You don't see everyday volume in this one. So just be careful when you're trading this CMND. That volume is going to be hard to trade. The liquidity on this stock. All right. 7 days competition is such a joke. It's more like a gambling competition. Well, Anton trading, then you probably were not here watching me trade the competition, because I took the competition seriously, was trading, focusing on risk to return, had 2 days of $2,000 stop outs, yet was still up, what, $8,000 for the week. So, hey, you might call it a joke. I call it definitely testing my skills. And you'll see me testing my skills again today, right? Not a competition account. Get after it, man. No need to worry or hate on our competition. If you didn't win or want to win, maybe next time you'll be able to get after it, man. It's all good, Anton Trading. All right, let's keep getting, guys. In 7 days, it's still a pretty good competition, guys. It's a lot of trading competitions that are only 5 days. So they were able to add that extra trading day for you. I would definitely smash the like. Molina, MOLN. You guys up there towards 988. And this one's definitely ripping and just keeps going higher. Definitely kind of more of your biotech that could continue to push. We'll see what happens with this one up there towards the $10. Be careful with this one. Also very low volume. All right, let's keep going, guys. Definitely smash the like out there, guys. And hey, man, I actually got 31st place. That's what I like to hear, man. And you did better than me, Nintendo. So shout out to you, man. Definitely. All right, let's take a look at what else is going on in the market right now. Later today, we'll actually be joined by the first place winner, first place prize winner. Don't forget, the guys, we'll be talking to Peter G coming up. That's going to be around 9:45. So smash the like for that. All right, and we're going to be talking some prize lists. Who we'll be picking, and then we'll be working our way towards the kind of the different prizes that we'll be giving out. Like always, guys, keep up with us. We'll let you know exactly where those prizes are going, guys. ASNS. I've seen this one multiple times. It's continuing to fade this morning. Definitely getting hit hard on the downside, down about 18%. And really starting to break right back down. That's how these penny stocks go, guys. You got to be careful with these small caps names. They come up, but they also go down pretty fast. Let's take a look at what else is making a move in the market today. Darden Restaurants is having earnings. So we can take a look at this earnings play. And this was all about restaurants, right? You guys can see here this morning getting a nice little spike, now pulling back a little bit. Their EPS came in at 265, beating the 262 estimate. The sales were at 2.957, missed the 2.975. So, hey, there you guys see it. Darden Restaurants not looking too bad here on that beat. We'll take a look at what happens here in the restaurant space. Overall, this looks like it wants to start working its way back. Now it just needs to really start getting going here at the out the bell. I'd look for a nice little opening move here at the bell here, going back through like 155. So it's okay to pull back here. I'm looking for this to come back, catch some in this space, right? Somewhere in between here where you have some price action, and then start to work its way back up through that 160. Not a bad area to kind of keep an eye out for. DRI, Darden Restaurants. We'll see what happens with this one. Let's take a look at the hourly low. That's what I would really like to look at. So I'd be looking at a move back towards 152 to work its way back to 158, right? So essentially trying to get this to come back towards the pre-market high of day, but down back at the support is where I'd be looking at it, which would be somewhere into this area right here. So that's the line that I'd be watching for it to approach and bounce off of. A lot of times I like 1 hour pullbacks, especially on a name like this that gave you good news. Then it gets a wipeout out the gates and then eventually comes back during the afternoon hours. All right, catching up with you guys in the chat. Smash the like. Let me know what stock you guys are watching this morning, or maybe a stock that's on the radar, right? We'll see what happens, guys. Which ones are you guys trading? Definitely want to catch it up in the chat. It's good to see you guys out there. And it looks like we got a little less people today. I think some people are wanting to take the day off. They're like, how did we get a Wednesday off, but not a Thursday and Friday off? It should have just been Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. Yeah, I mean, I won't blame you guys. I'll probably say the same thing. I'd take the day off. But hey, we're getting back after it. MGOL back above that $1, still holding in right now. We'll see how this one can keep going. These have a tendency of running the first day. I don't mess with the short back below the $1 on day one. I like it on day two, or kind of after you do another attempt to run on, like, let's say day three, then I'd look at the next day to start falling down. A lot of the times it's like MBIO, where the stock did what? Well, it ripped up 1 day, 2 days. And then on that third day, it really just started to crack back down, right? And a lot of times they're going to do this blow off top look. That's exactly what we got in MBIO, blow off top, breaking through back through that $1, but then failing and then starting to come right back down, right? There's not too often that you're going to see these stocks go from, let's say, 30 cents all the way past $1 and then back down. A lot of times it's more like a 80-cent stock that's going to $1 versus a 30-cent stock. All right, catching up with some of the watch list that you guys drop in. Noli always on top of that. Dell, you've been watching that for a while, man. How are you feeling about Dell this morning? Nice little pattern here kind of developing. I could see it filling the gap Still see it filling kind of the gap and then taking that cup and handle approach, because that will give us the cup. And then I'd be looking for the handle back down towards maybe the 160, not maybe all the way down here, closer towards that 160, and then looking for it to keep going. Of course, this is my outlook, doesn't have to be how you guys see the charts, but I always like to give you guys what I'm seeing on the tape. HPE, another one that's just continuing to take off. So this is just a complete takeoff, guys. This is one that I'd keep up with the momentum, right? I just watch the momentum, a trend line maybe to hold. And as long as that trend line can hold, it can still be on an upside move here. So maybe you're drawing this line and you're just making it red and saying back below that, I can stop out. If not, I can continue to ride the trend higher. Next levels for HPE, there is no levels to go off of. And that's when it gets really hard, guys. When the stock is breaking out like that, but there's no levels to go to the left on, you're just pretty much picking in the air. And that's okay, but you got to understand that. All right, and then there's some oil on this list. We got Oxy. Oxy, of course, is Warren Buffett favor. We're going to see what happens with the sector today. I'll be keeping an eye on energy. It's pulled back. It's bounced a couple times, but really hasn't wanted to get going for another ramp. Valero is one that I'm keeping a close eye on to see when this one actually starts to work its way back through, let's say, like 158. But right now, these don't look great. XOM just continuing to drop. Chevron is one to kind of keep an eye out for that could continue to drop again. And so we need to see the tune change in oil. Are we going to go back into the 80s? Are we going back to the 60s? Seems like we've been in that equilibrium game where we're just going up and down, but keep an eye on it. Either way, 80s or 60s will kind of give you the insights of what's going on. And if we take a look at WTI this morning, I'll take a look at it here. Just give me 1 second, guys, to at least pull it up. Let's use this one. And what are you seeing this morning, right? Well, this morning we cracked back through the 80s here, guys. So I'll use Market Watch. We'll give them a little bit of a shout out right now. Market Watch. Let's go towards like a 1 month or maybe even further back. Let's do a 6 month outlook. So you can see here how we finally worked our way back above 80s early in April. Then came back down towards like 73, looking like we were going to go back into the 60s. And then now we're quickly right back into the 80s. And so this is what I would keep watch. Above 80s and holding, I think you get the turnaround in these oil stocks and they can come ramping right back up. So we'll see what happens to these. Valero, definitely on the watch. Oxy, one to keep an eye out for. All right, guys, VSync dragging back to work. Yes, a lot of people are dragging back to work right now. They're like, what? I just got a day off. I'm used to getting 2 days off, right? Like a weekend. But no, this is not a weekend kind of time. Slumber J, one that we can watch to see if oil starts turning around. Let's go to the sectors and industries out there, guys. It's 9:02. I might actually take a pre-market trade here. We got to go looking around, see what we can find. But of course, Palantir has been one of the hot swing trades that we've been talking about, guys. Boy, oh boy, is Palantir hot, man. It's at 2640s. This is one that I'm going to be definitely frustrated that I don't have on the swing account, because the truth is, guys, is that I did take a trade on this one. I got stopped out in between it, but did I see the setup right? Yeah, just came in on the wrong day. Came in on this 23 pullback day and got stopped out in between towards the 90 MA. But you can see how it held the 90 MA beautifully here and now has really started to push off. So this is a sneaky AI play that I think could really keep going, guys. This could really kind of break out. Next thing you know, I'm looking back at Palantir, scratching my head. But at the end of the day, this is looking great, guys. Up there to 2646. Not a bad little move. Affirm, definitely still on my radar. I know I paid the price here on the competition a couple of days, but I'm still looking at this one to start working its way back to the upside. We'll see what happens today. Can it get back above the 31? Big levels to watch for me in Affirm. Carvana is another one that I've been keeping a close eye. This has been holding kind of the gap. Will it make a breakout to 120s and 130? Not a bad one to keep on the radar, as it definitely is trying to make that move. We'll see what happens. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what else is out there. It's kind of hard to address your question, who cares? Because who cares, right? I mean, what are the giveaways for the top 50? Will they get accounts? Well, stick around, man. I'll let you know a little bit more later today. The truth is that first we're trying to get the first place prize to kind of pick, right? And then we'll start working our way back down the leaderboard. But definitely smash the like, guys. And if you did great on the competition or you didn't, let me know. It's always interesting to find out. DraftKings continuing to hold that gap. There's one gap that I've also been kind of keeping an eye on that it hasn't taken is Nike here. And I'm really liking the way this is starting to set up. I think we could fill this gap back to the upside. And I'm focusing on gap plays, guys. Gap plays have been really well. MOLN, Molina, there's up there towards 996. And yes, it's rocketing, man. VSync, you're seeing that one? It's been a big move there this morning. MOLN up there towards 996. Could keep going. MGOL, definitely one that we've been watching a little bit earlier today. We'll keep an eye on it. We have a holiday over here, midsummer. Hey, that's how it is, man. You never know. I know I wasn't even prepared for a Wednesday day off, but hey, I'll take it when I can get it. Best Buy is another one that I'm going to keep an eye out for. I think this one can have a really nice AI run. This has already been hot, so you got to be a little bit careful. I could look for pullbacks back below 90 or the 90 EMA to kind of play on. But Best Buy is definitely one that I keep on the radar. And another one that I can see kind of getting a lift into the holiday season is maybe Amazon eventually gets another lift. But man, Amazon's been working its way back. This thing since 23, if you would have just bought it at the beginning of 2023, you'd be up already 100% on Amazon and looking to hold on tight. This is why it's so important to get high quality stocks in your investment accounts. Man, a lot of these names are like that, right? Look at the Meta chart, look at the Microsoft chart, look at the Apple chart even. Apple's starting to get that move going. But if you take a look here from kind of the January 23 to where we are now, we're still up 70%. So a lot of these making big moves, man. Google, you got that 23, it's 100% move. So it's been a monster on these. And this is why it's so important to, when you kind of do investing, to look at high quality names. Target pulling out some AI this morning. Where's Tim when you need him? Shout out, alert, Tim. What? Target news? Target news? I know you're listening out there. Shout out to Tim in the Discord. Target TGT. We'll see what happens now. Is this pulling back still on the news? The news was interesting. Looks like they're announcing a plan to roll out a new generative AI tool. This is actually going to be helping the team members. So Store Companion. It's an AI generated powered chat box that will assist on the job questions, coaching, and store operations. So this is actually a smart move, right? Where can AI really get used? It can get used in inventory, right? It can get used in training, right? It can answer questions, right? Let's say, hey, I'm looking to clean brick. What chemicals can I use to clean brick? Well, if an employee might not know that answer, if they have this chat AI that they could ask it, maybe they could actually tell them which products inside Target could affect the cleaning that they're looking for. Questions like this, AI like this, are the features that I see really getting put into use and can continue moving forward. Is it going to make an insane liftoff to Target? Probably not. But can it make the buying experience better? Yes, it definitely can. All right, let's keep going, guys. We'll see what else is out there. Tim is right here. Chatbot seems like a definite pump, but that's just my take. Also note TGT goes ex-dividend tomorrow. Ex-dividend tomorrow is actually good news. I like to play stocks on ex-dividend just the day before because some people just want to get in on the dividend. So that's not a bad one to watch. We'll see if this gets back above the 143 today. 143 level could be a good level to kind of watch for and move back above that. Could make the push towards, like, let's say maybe 144s, top play towards that 145. We'll see what happens. Target is trying to do anything and everything to turn things around. And I do see kind of like a big long term. And let's take a look at it on the weekly. Yeah, there's still this long kind of head and shoulders pattern that's developing. It just needs to start working its way back towards that 180. So I'd look for that undercut and rally type of trade where you undercut just slightly this right hand shoulder and then it starts coming back. But the big thing's going to be is looking for volume. You need that volume to come filling in here around the 140s, 130s, and then start seeing this ramp back up towards the 170s. Good morning to you, Eldon. It's good to see you in the chat. How we doing out there? Definitely going to keep an eye out on the stock market today. What are you looking at, man? We'll definitely take a look if you got any stocks on the radar. SRPT, deadline for drug. I'll take a look at this, right? Not a bad one to keep on watch. Monthlies, have it kind of propping up. It did shake this first downside move that was a kind of a fake out. You can see it on the monthly. On a stock like this that has so many kind of high, I can tell that it's been trying to break out through the 150s and just failing every time it gets up there. So let's see if we can start making us move with an announcement. For me, I don't like this one that much today. If I did play it, it'd probably actually be on, I'd be looking at more downside play just off of the chart itself. But hey, to each his own, right? You can see it here back through that 140. It could make that 150 run. And then from there, you could start working your way back to 200 and 180. Doesn't look too bad, but I don't know too much about this biotech, so I'm going to leave it alone. I'll definitely keep an eye on it, though. And some that I got to keep an eye out are like CRISPR, CPSR is CRISPR. Wow, let me go to ARKK. I keep getting that one wrong. Why did I get CRISPR wrong? Let me take a look here. I know it's in the CRSP. Why am I getting that wrong? Come on. CRSP is one that I'll be kind of keeping an eye on. This one was hot just recently. And then I'm looking to see if maybe this starts to kind of make another move, right? Just recently, it was up there on Thursday, pulled back. Let's see if this one works its way back up there to 69, 70s. This is just one that I'm keeping an eye on. All right, let's keep going, team. What other ones are you guys taking a look at today? I will start taking a look at some of the smaller names, see what those are doing. AVDX is another one that I'm catching on my scanners. So we can take a look at that. AVDX here towards 1065, almost 13 on the daily, starting to turn things around. Software name. Not much there. Avid Exchange Holdings. We'll look to see if this actually gets moving. Right now, I don't see too much on it, but I'll definitely set an alert just in case it starts to make the move. Let's go back to that MGOL. It's up there to 145 now and really kind of ripping, guys. But one thing that I do see, guys, is I see one pattern, two patterns, and then three patterns. And usually this is kind of like that last expansion move. I don't know if MGOL has too much more. And one thing that I can clearly see is that we're going back towards like kind of daily resistance. You still got this blow off through that 150, but 149 seems like a resistance above. And you just hit that right now. You went to 152. So this is actually giving me the outlook that maybe it can go one more time towards that 150, but I don't even mind it for maybe a potential short back down to $1. But I'll keep this one on the radar. Maybe you guys like it to the upside. What are you guys thinking on MGOL? Put a 1 if you like the upside. Put a 2 if you like the downside. Let's see what the chat is talking. Let's get you guys spurring. 1 for the upside and 2 for the downside. What are you guys seeing out there, guys? What do you guys think about MGOL? All right, let's keep going, guys. We'll see what else is out there. Luis says a 1. Still got a little bit more room to run. We'll find out. This is definitely one that's going to be moving. It has a lot of volume out there. It's an advertising agency. Do they do programmatic advertising? Let's take a look there. I I want to I want to see what they do specifically. So I'll use Benzinga Pro. Of course, if you guys are looking for news, looking for ways to get your news, that's where you want to go, right? Benzinga Pro, one of our partners, definitely something interesting to take a look at. And I did want to take a look at some of the economic data that came in this morning. I don't think it affected the market much, but let's take a look here. MGOL. Let me see if there's any news on this. Looks like I'm not seeing too much on that right now. But it does have a brand acceleration platform with the focus on acquisition, optimization, and monetization of consumer brands across multiple categories. All right. So looks like there's the Messi brand. There's a couple of different things there, but nothing that just really stands out to me. Messi is not the worst there. That's definitely going to help them. But is this a stock that can continue to go? Something that kind of keep an eye out for this. They do got one line of apparel from Messi, but I mean that's probably their only thing. Eccentric brands, right? And so we'll see what happens, guys. It is trying to make that move towards the 150. Just went up there towards the 146. I'd actually look for that kind of blow off top look. So one more attempt to go towards that 150 fails, then boom, smackdown. That's what I'm going to be looking at. I might take a trade right here in the pre-market, guys. It's 9:15. Let's go ahead. Let's set this up. Let's get ready to go. Maybe taking a trade on MGOL to the downside here in the pre-market. I like taking those pre-market approaches. It's nothing too bad. The only thing is you got to be careful when you get to the open, because the open could always just shoot the stock up or shoot it down every way. Definitely going to get it some reaction at 9:30, but it's 9:15. This could start fading off. What I'm going to look for is one more attempt to try to blow off through this 152. Even it could spike through it. I'm going to wait for it to crack back down through this kind of 139, 140 area after an attempt breakout. So it has to attempt to break out, and then I'll look for the fail. That's the way I look at it. And a lot of times I draw out my trade just to kind of watch to see if what I was looking for is happening. And at that point, I just got to go into execution mode. Execute mode. Execute that thing. Take off his head. Let's do it. All right, let's see what happens here. Will I get that pop towards the 150 on MGOL? Also, let's take a look here at some other ones, right? AMD. AMD is one that I'll keep in a radar because I'm looking at maybe seeing this start to ramp back to the upside. I have no idea why AMD doesn't want to get going here, but it does look like it could start making a move. We'll see what happens there. SMCI, one of the top moves of the day, right? Definitely going to be watching this today. There's going to be a lot of people already trying to jump on this. I think I'll be looking for pullbacks back down closer towards the 930 area. Get back into the gap zone. That's kind of the area that I can look at to maybe take a shot on SMCI because it's already pretty much taken off. All right, let's see what else is out there, guys. Follow the trend. We'll see. We'll see if it continues to the upside. There's nothing wrong with you guys trading it to the upside. HPE has a head shoulders in a 2-minute pre-market or a high. What's the HS, Noli? I just want to make sure I get it right. Just a reminder that MGOL has a 15-cent halt levels at the bell. Thank you, Shane. Shane, you were all over it on Tuesday. So wishing you the best of luck this morning, man. Get after it, my friend. All right. 140 is showing up there on MGOL. So let's see right here if we can get this move through that 150 spot. Will it go through that 150 spot? Let's find out, team. We'll keep an eye on it. All right, we can also take a look at sectors and industries that you guys are looking for. If there's an area you guys want to talk about, maybe it's technology, maybe it's AI plays, maybe you just like gold. I love gold. Let me know. What do you guys want to talk about this morning? It's always good to see you guys in the chat. All right, short DJT at 28. Okay, you're getting after it, Shane. DJT. Let's take a look at that one. Trump media, getting after it, man. This thing's gonna probably move all around, man. This thing has moved all around. DJT is down a pretty good amount there, short at 28. There you go, man. Let's see what happens on that one. It did get a tiny pop this morning. We'll look to see what happens if this can keep fading down. But I like the trade, man. Shout out to you, Shane. Wish you the best, man. FMCG. SM SMCG. FMCG. I can't get the G one. I got FMC, but not G. FMC has been hot. Maybe I got the wrong stock there. Let me know in the chat there which one you're looking at. Let's go back to MGOL. That's already down there towards the 138s. Did not get towards that 150 push. So I'm not shorting it here because that's like easy recipe where it just goes to 150 and I got to get stopped out. So I need to see, I like to short into the strength, not into the weakness. So I need to see the strength come in and then start seeing it turn around. And then I can make it look for that kind of approach here. This one's trying to hold the $1. This GRDI doesn't look too bad. Trying to hold that $1 has been up here multiple times. Is it day one? Yeah, day one above the $1. Resistance in that 140 for sure. 140, you can see it right there to the left. We'll see if it actually starts to make its move again. Doesn't look too bad for maybe a little bit of a cut down towards 90 cents and then a recovery of $1. That's the way I look at this gritty, is like another attempt down to give me that kind of next low approach where it approaches this line here and then starts to kind of give you that turnaround look. We'll see what happens there on GRDI. All right, guys, this MGOL now starting to push towards that 142. We'll see if we're able to get that 150 and then blow off top type of look. Then I can maybe take a shot there on this MGOL back down to $1. Then I'd probably just take the profits off towards the VWAP. The VWAP would be kind of my approach here. Let's see what happens if it keeps going above this 150. TEM short. Okay, we could take a look at that one. TEM, I'll take a look in a second there. TEM AI. Okay, an AI type of play. Is this like a new IPO? I got to take a look at this. I don't know too much about Tempest. Tempest AI. Let's take a look at this. AI, it looks like enabled precision medicine. Look at this, guys. This is the website here. But man, I don't know about this one, guys. We're going to have to take a deeper looking into this, but an AI-enabled clinical assistant. We'll see what happens. Our tech and AI. This is going to be something that I definitely take a look in. I have no idea about Tempest, if they're good or not, but I can tell you right now, I don't know about this one. We'll see if this one can keep coming down. That's the fun part of trade the pool, right? You're able to trade trades like this TEM. We'll see if it can just keep coming down, or will there be a kind of spike back? There's not much levels to go off of, right? Since it's a new IPO, we'll see what happens there. All right, MGOL now back towards 145s. Did it do that spike there? Let's see. There's that spike, guys. 152, trying to get through there. And you can see how it did that kind of blow off top look. Let's see if it takes it this time, the third approach to breaking that 150. If not, I can get short off it. The action starting to turn red and going back towards this kind of support towards the 133 area. Let's see what happens here, guys. It is trying to break that 150. I'm going to give it the chance here, but it could fail and then start smacking right back down. All right, so let me get at least a limit order ready to go if I do take this trade. If I do take this trade, I probably won't go massive to start. Probably risk like $100. We'll see what happens here. All right, looking around, guys, taking a look at some of the other small cap names to see what's making a move. Big caps, what do you guys like out there? Definitely going to be watching towards the bell to see if Palantir can keep going. Different ones like Dell. NVIDIA, of course, has been hot already. Apple, will that turn around or will it just keep going? And there's the turnaround really quickly off that 150 area. So I'm looking to see if I can maybe get here like kind of the 143s, 145s, and then risk right off the 155. It'd be only a 10-cent risk, right? And so that's the key here. 10 cents for a move back down, about 40 cents. So you're risking there a nice 4-to-1 outlook. I like that look. We'll see what happens here, guys. Let's let it try one more time to break out here, and boom, I'm going to hammer down as it turns back into a red candle. Let's see. Let's see it here. Let's give it the 1 minute here. The 5 minute has a nice approach, right? Where you can close here and not close above the 143. And that's about 1 minute left on that candle. So this next candle is going to be very important. So after this 1 minute, when this 1 minute closes, I will take my shot, guys. If it closes back towards, let's say 150, I leave it alone. If it closes back towards 145 or 140, I can try to take this down. That's just the way I try to approach things, guys. Try to keep it simple for myself and looking at multiple time frames to understand, hey, if it closes back below this, it can turn into a red candle and all of a sudden it could go right back down. There's about 20 seconds left here on this. So you can see it right here, the time right here. So this is what's going to determine if I can get after it right now. All right, looking at it right now, it's not looking too bad. Got about what, 8 seconds left on this. All right, looking good there. Rejections, rejections. There's the 5 minute candle approach. Now it can maybe do a little tiny spike and then fail. So I usually look for that little spike here and then I'm starting to hammer down. Can I get any little bounce here? Not getting the bounce right now. It could just flush down. There's that 140. Boom. Just got short there, guys. So just got a little bit short there at the 140s, guys. Willing to add here. Now it goes down there. So I'm looking to add here right at 139. So I'm just have the cent right above my entry here, or right below my entry here. There you go. Got filled there, guys. Now just need to keep it off kind of this 150 level. So let's see if this can really start to just break back down towards the 110 level, guys. So I'm looking for this to come back to the 110, back above 150s. I can just get out. So I have 1,000 shares here, guys. Just got to pay attention here. Get ready if I need to on the outside. But like always, guys, let's see if we can go ahead and make a nice little gain here. Short 1,000 shares, guys. All right. Can get 500 ready for some profit take, guys, as it starts to come down. I'm looking for like 120s and then 110 as like top prize here, because that's where the VWAP is going, right? So I'm looking for a move back to VWAP here. 5 minute close right there. And so you don't really want to pass that 143. It could spike a slight bit there and then come down. That'd be kind of like a 148 and then a move right back down. Anything back through that 150, I got to go. All right, 136 showing up here. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a move here and then maybe take a little bit of some profit there. There's that 135 to show up, guys. Taking a little bit of a shot there. Shorts, stop short order in place for MGOL at 129. Tight 5-cent risk stop. There you go. I like it. I like it. The stop short order there. Get after it, my friend. MGOL not in my trade, the pool account. It should be there, guys. Take a look. You guys see me using it here. If you're not using it or not being able to trade it, let me know, guys. Taking a look. Can you check EEM? Wally wants me to look at that. I'll take a look at that just after I'm done with this trade, guys. Not doing too bad. Up about $40 here, and want to see it break down here and not start to come back towards the 140s. All right, about $50 there, guys. Let's see if we can just get another, kind of get up like $100. If I could get like $100 there and I can take half of it off, I don't mind trying to keep working this. Up 30 right now, guys. Looking to see if I can get this out. Let's go. Let's go. Get this to break that 133 support here. Start coming back to the 125. Where's the VWAP exactly? Let's take a look here. VWAP right now is 114, 114. So break through that 120 and I can just take it all off. Probably going to take it all off in one shebang here, guys. This is just kind of like a quick trade type of trade here before the bell, trying to give myself a little bit of a daily cushion. Let's go ahead here. I'm going to look for a little bit of a quick move down to take some profits towards 125. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up there. 25s and then down towards 15. All right, guys. So profit takes are out there, guys, at 115 and 125. Let's see if we can get this down move to come back to the VWAP here, guys. Taking a shot, MGOL. All right, guys, like always, restarting the platform can always kind of help you guys. Good morning, future day trade billionaire. Where's the billions, man, this morning? Let me know. Taking a short on MGOL right now to start the day, but it's not breaking down as fast as I would like it to, right? And so when that happens, guys, I'm keeping a trigger here, ready to get out if I need to. Nothing's happening just yet. Back up towards my entry, I'm probably just going to get out right now because it's just too slow. Too slow. It's not breaking down. And this should be kind of more of a fast breakdown. All right, guys, 9:30 here. Got to really be careful here. Just got to make sure I set the stop here for the move back above. Just in case I get that move back above here, I'm going to go ahead and set a stop there at 148. Yeah, 148. I'll do 149 here, guys. That's about $95 risk here to start the day. Let's see if this can start to come down here. There's the first action move. Not seeing too much there. It's a tight one right now, guys. Tight one right now. I'm going to go ahead and tighten down here towards 147 because it should kind of break that 133. Keeps finding buyers at that 133, and there's some good bid support right now, so it could start to break back to the upside here. Try to attempt to break out one more time here. There's the 146. I'm risking about 65 here, guys. It could stop me out here. There it is. There's that 150 trying to run there. I can tell you guys there was some setup there off the 140 there where some traders were trying to get in there. And I could have maybe got it out there for kind of a $20 or $30 loss there. It was kind of in between. The bell came up on me fast, guys. That's what happened there. Look at that turnaround too. Just got out at the top there. It's already coming right back down. So this is going to be one that's probably going to shake around, guys. Didn't happen to move fast enough. And I should have probably just taken the move off there when the bell opened and I reassessed there to take the trade again. That's just looking back. Like always, I'm going to tell you guys what I think. Let's keep coming after it. It's just one little haircut. Let's go trading, guys. All right, DAL showing me that alert there as it crosses through. I'm keeping an eye on DAL for some downside action to come into the market, but I got to see the market kind of had a very red day first. Not seeing that action right now, but there's a little bit of a downside open there. So maybe we can start getting that DAL to kind of come down here. It doesn't look too bad to maybe take a shot on it. The big thing is the spread here that's a little bit wider. So I can take a look at that DAL right now. Let's see where the spread is. All right, let me see if I can get something in the 49.40s. I don't mind 49.40s. Let's see if I can get there into the 40s. You can take like probably like a 300 shares and then try to keep adding some above it. Been waiting to see if DAL could really break down. And right now it's kind of doing that setup where it could just kind of come back up for a second, then really kind of get hit right back to the low of 49.24. Only thing is that it's kind of like really symmetrical. So you have to go after it and it's kind of like a one-to-one risk. Not much happening there. Now starting to come back down. Not really getting an entry opportunity there. So I'm going to probably let this one go right now. It just not enough right there. And then the risk to reward being 1-to-1, not really up my alley. Let's go to Mara here, guys. Mara up there to $21. So the swing trade side of things looking great. I can look at Riot for the day trade side of things here to try to ride that momentum. I'm going to look for that here. Let me see if I can get a pullback here towards 11 here. Don't mind it if I could get a little bit of a pullback on Riot. Riot. I'm going to start a Riot here. All right, guys, there's that pullback. Let's see if we can get back below that 11 look here. The 5-minute has a nice little trend line. Let's see around the 1090s as support. It could approach that 1090s, then come back around there. There's 1097. Let's see if it can slow down here on the downside and then start to come back to the upside here. There's that 1090 starting to approach here. As we start to come down through it here, I'm going to probably take my shot here and look for it to start coming back around. I'll take a beginner starter and then look for it to keep adding on the way back up. Here's 1088. It's pulling back pretty fast here, so I'm going to, in a second here, start getting my entry. Just looking for this to slow down a little bit here. I still like this name today, especially with Mara and CleanSpark actually having a pretty good, decent open there. All right, guys, let me get my trade ideas scanners here out for you guys. In the bottom left corner, you'll see the opening range. You'll see explosive winners, and you'll also see unusual volume. Unusual volume is also a great one to try to find some of the trades out there. All right, starting to see a little bit of a hold on that Riot off of this kind of 1090 area. It went down all the way to 1077, so I'm looking for a sideways candle here. Billy showing up there on some of the scanners. I'm seeing Relly. Seeing also CCG, aka N. All right, kind of like that first little approach here. Look for Riot. I want to see it just approach the 80s, start to hold, start to turn back around here, not take out the low. So on this wick, I want to see what happens here. This is start to hold the 80s and start to work its way right back up. All right, catching up with you guys in the chat. I'm seeing a firm alert there, so I got to keep an eye out on the firm, but it is on the downside of things right now. We'll see if that turns around. CleanSpark doing pretty decent there, 972. What's up, chat? How we doing? What are you guys taking a look at? LICY, let's go. MGOL, halt it up. Get after it, team. You guys called it right this morning. That went right back to the 150. There's that halt. AMD, there you go. AMD with a nice little rocket move. I talked about how it could be shaking some traders out, and look at that rocket move right back up. So for AMD, I'm going to be looking for pullbacks back towards 156, but it could just keep riding high today. Not a bad trade at all. Noli, there you go, my friend. Get after it, man. Not a bad move at all. This looks kind of like the Tesla one where it got sideways there. People stopped watching it, and all of a sudden, kabang. All right, there's that sideways action on Riot. I like this pullback here. I'm looking for 90s on pullbacks right now to start the starter. 91. Come on. Pull down towards that 90. Give me that red kind of look, and then I'm going to start getting in on this. I want the candle to turn red here for just a second there, and then I can start adding. That's an opening of 1088, so it could hit that 1088 for just a second there, and then I'm going to start to add. All right, looking for that slight pullback entry here. There it is. All right, there's that first entry there. Now I can add on pullbacks, guys. I just got a starter long on Riot. Long on Riot. Starter on. All right, liking how it's starting to hold up here. Going to look for this to start turning green, and then I can start to add. There's the first sign of sliver to the green side. I just added. Now I got 600, guys. Want this to get back to the 11 and really start to ramp. The low right now, I got to remember, right? It's 1077 right now. All right, going to look for some real buyers to come stepping up here and take it through the 11 now. All right, there's a nice little spike to the 95. So on pullbacks, I'm looking to add here. So 1090, I will add another 300. if possible. If any pullbacks happen here, now I have setups for pullback buys here. There we go. We're getting that attempt right now. And now I got 900 guys, 900 shares there. All right, there's a nice little pullback. 94s. Now going to look for this to kind of break through the 11s here and really kind of give us a little bit of a run. MBIO back to the 70s there, guys. I am seeing that one make a nice move. When is the interview and the prizes? Coming up at 9:45, man. 9:45. Stick around. We got a lot more for you guys, man. That's why I'm trying to take some early trades here. All right, guys. It's holding in the 90s right now. Let's see if this can really start to make a move here. Looking for this to take the 11s. I just added there, guys. So now I can go ahead and set my risk here. I'm going to risk about $111 on this, back down towards the 1082s. Looking for this to start getting through the 11s and back through the high of the day. Just that move alone would be a 300 gain. I think we could get maybe towards the 1125s, 1130s. So I have right now 1122 for the profit take on just a quick spike up there. We'll see what happens. See if I can maybe make a nice little 300, 400 on this trade. All right, guys, we got about 1,200 shares on that opening price there. Average is 91 here. Let's see if this can really make the move back through 11s. All right, there's a nice little spike, 1099 showing up here. Can they take the 11s? There's a little wall there at the 11s. It's not too big here. It's about 7,500 shares at the 1101. So let's see if they can take it here through the 11 is what I'm looking to see. If they could take it through the 11, this could really get that spike. Let's see what happens here. All right, let's see if it wants to just go here through the 11. 1099 showing up, 11 showing up, 1103 there, guys. Now we're making a move. Now I just want to see, can it go through the high of the day? Can he go through that high of the day here? And then I can bring it down and go ahead and take some profits here. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a push here. We're really close for the break. Just wanted to start holding the pullbacks now to the 1090s. Definitely wouldn't want it to break that 1090 on pullback. I'm in on 1091, so that gives me the ability to look for the breakout here and see if I can get it. I'm tightening down my risk here towards only about $50 because the truth is that I need to keep this one tight with that first loss there. Looking for this one to run and make the gain, but like always, got to keep downside approach and the risk in focus. Looking for the breakout back above towards the 1116s, 1118s. And the big thing for me on this is going to be looking to see if Mara could be making a big push. And I'm already seeing it make a nice little push there. Clean Spark making a nice push to the 2040s. So I kind of like this one, guys. I'm going to keep the risk at the 100 and just look for this to kind of break out through the 11s here. There's the 1106, 1108s. Let's see it go through the 1116s, and then I can take majority of it out there. I'm going to actually cancel my target profits because I do want to set out a limit order to sell some of this here on the breakout above. $11.18 is where I'm going to take out half of it here. I'm looking for just the expansion above the kind of the high here, the high of the day right now being $11.16. It's up there to the 10.08, 10.07 here. See if we can get another little pop here and I can sell out half of it. Come on. See if we can get it here, guys. Looking for a little pop here to sell some into it. All right, guys, this is not moving too much. I know that we're going to have the interview coming up just shortly here. So just looking to try to get some out here. Try to take some of the trade off here. Just need a little break more, guys, and I can take some off here. Come on, come on. All right, guys, let's see what happens here. I'm looking for the nice little push. Will be joining us in just a few minutes. We'll be getting with the first place prize winner of the competition, the rule to pull. The person that actually ruled the pool will be joining this team. Smash the like, guys. AMD giving me that alert, guys. AMD with a big push, man. I'm glad I've been talking about that stock because boy, oh boy, were some people kind of upset because it was not making moves. Today, it's making moves. All right, guys, 11.13 showing up there, 11.10s. It still doesn't want to break through here. So hands on the trigger to maybe take some out here. Maybe just get myself paid. There's 11.12 showing up again there, and it just doesn't want to get through that 11.12. There's a little bit of a wall towards 11.20s. I'm trying to see if this can really get going here. 11.10 still showing up there. Not much, man, not much. My hand's on the trigger to go ahead and take some out here, but I'm not seeing much happening here. See if they can take that next level here. Riot, what you gonna do, man? 11.11, 11.12. Just want the last little spike here, guys, to take some off. All right, in a second, we're going to be joined by that trader at 9:45. So definitely smash the like on that, guys. Trying to get a little bit more out of this trade, but it's not making the move, guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and at least pay myself, get myself back into the green. Now I can move the stop, break even on the stop here, guys. And now I can just let this try to work here, guys. So I'm only going to risk let's do about 19 bucks. 19 bucks on the kind of what I have in the green. 22 in the green. I'm still risking 20 bucks here, but now I can just let this trade work and the pressure comes off. All right, we'll see what happens on that one. Let me just take a peek at AMD here. Man, AMD up there 160. Fast today. What a move there. Zap showing up, guys. Zap showing up there. Of course, this is a electric vehicle play that has been doing well. Daily chart had a nice little move here. Now it's back up there to 217. We'll see if that can keep moving. Not a bad one to keep a watch on. ALUR is another one that's made a little bit of a pop there to the 170s. All right, guys, definitely smash the like. In a little bit, we'll be joined by the first place prize winner. We'll let him pick, guys. He's going to be able to pick a prize. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happened with his trades. What were the best trades? What is he kind of like to trade? I want to ask him strategy questions. You guys in the chat, you guys get an opportunity to talk to the winner. So throw up some questions, some real good questions to ask him. Maybe you can learn something. All right, guys, we'll see what else is out there. TEM is skyrocketing down. Oh, look at that, man. That TEM is rocketing down. What a trade there. Another alert on AMD. That just goes to show you how many alerts are happening out there. But definitely get after it, team. TEM, that IPO, man, that thing is getting wrecked. That's not a bad little trade if you were able to short that, right? I think you were short on that one, right? This is freaking amazing. Zappy zap, man, to the 230s. It could get up there to the 250s. Not a bad little pattern this morning, too. Was a nice little pre-market pattern that broke back above this. So now I'd like to see $2 hold right in the VWAP. You see how the VWAP slowly moving to $2. I'd like to see that $2 hold, and definitely even maybe a pullback to this level starts to hold. So the pre-market close here, that's 216. You can see how it went underneath it for a second, 210, broke right back to the upside. GOEV was one that I was trading when that one made the move. So we'll see if Tesla can come back. 181, nice little move on Tesla. Pullbacks to the trend line here actually makes sense for it to now start trying to work its way back up. I actually kind of don't mind Tesla today. I'd like to see it attempt one more time to break down, maybe even make an attempt low towards this 181 and then start to climb back. Zap. All right, let's keep going. Appreciate the love, man, and congratulations to Peter G. Yes, welcome to the live trading action side of things, right? And we're getting after it, guys. I got Riot on still. Trying my best not to focus on it too much because it could VWAP bounce and get right back up there towards the 1120s. Looking for the top trade here to get up there towards that 1126. Give me like another kind of 200 on this trade, an overall kind of $300 winner. Right now, I'm trying to make $300 winners, $400 winners, and risk about 100 to maybe maximum 200 trade. right? So trying to understand the processed approach here. And eventually I will step up even more, but I want to keep it slow at first, try to build a cushion on this account, and then I can go ahead and keep trying to build. All right, Riot now holding in that 11, looking great here to let this continue to work here. We'll see what happens if this can really kind of push. For right now, I'm setting the profit take even higher towards 1140, just in case I get a big breakout here, and then I could just take the profits into the run. Mara on the swing trade side of things. Let's flip it over so you guys can see my swing trade account here. I'm going to go ahead and switch it over here, guys, so that you guys can see that. This is the swing trade side of things. How are we looking there, guys? Not looking too bad overall. Both trades in the green. XRT actually doing pretty well there also. So I'm going to continue to watch this. Both trades looking pretty well. I have stops in place. I'm going to continue to watch these. Mara from 2023 and XRT from 75.37. MGLO dumped. There it is. There's the dump on MLGO. Oof, man, MLGO's back down there. That is a dump there. And that's a VWAP fade. This is a strategy that I kind of like, guys. So a big down move back to VWAP. You could have got in, let's say, right here off the VWAP, risk towards 4, and then the move comes back to 365. Not a bad move at all, MLGO. All right, let's go back to the other account. I think I might have just got an approach there for a stop there. Let's see if I actually got triggered for the stop. No, stop still in play there, guys. I got the 1088s, guys. It tried to fake out towards the 1090s. So let's see if Riot can just work its way back up there from that 1090s. Maybe even a dip there towards it and then starts to make that move back up. We'll see what happens here. Mara pulling back on that same pullback, guys. So just be careful out there, team. Apple is pulling back today. We'll see what happens with the overall market. It did go down red at the start. Now started boosting. Look to see if it starts to hold there. Q's doing the same thing. Boosted up. Now starting to slow down a little bit, but could keep pushing. DJT falling off a cliff. My man Shane getting after it, man. DJT. There you go, man. Through that 28. Now coming down to the 2670s. Get it, my friend. Get it. That looks like a nice hourly short. So Shane, for me personally, what I like on this chart, right? I like hourly shorts here just because it seems to be working. So hourly level of support was at $30. It tries to come back to the 30s and then start to reject that 30. So now I'd be looking for closes below these closes. This 27.14 on an hourly could show that kind of weakness. So we'll see what happens there. It could come back to that level. And you can see right there, it's starting to come back to it. I'd like to see a rejection off that 27.14, but that's just my outlook. We'll see what happens with DJT. Get after it, my friend. Bullseye, get in that money, man. Hey, keep getting after it, Bullseye. Focus on it, man. And don't forget, guys, that just it's not one trade that's going to make or break us in the eValve account. We need to stay with our risk to reward and keep playing the game the right way sometimes can really get you to success. We'll see what happens. SMR showing up on the scanners there. That's not a bad one to take a look at. Unusual volume. SMR, this one's trying to break back above the $10 and go towards the 11. Not a bad little push right now that it went to 1060s. Now pulled back towards the $10 spot. I kind of like this one. Not a bad one to take a look at. SMR. I'm going to take a look at this one, guys. I kind of like it. Let's see if we can get an attempt to move towards this 78. It's kind of holding in that 95 really well. All right, guys, I'm going to try to get a little bit of this SMR. I like the setup there. And I like GE overall, right? Today, I talked about GE as being a potential setup there. There's that VWAP pullback for GE that looked actually pretty good there. So I'm going to go with SMR, which is a relatable stock. Maybe I should go with GE that was on the playbook, but this one doesn't look too bad. One more little pullback into this 78 area, then I could really start kind of loading in on that and then looking for this to come right back up. So little pullback here, then looking for this to kind of take off here. We'll see what happens. Doesn't look too bad there off the 10 there, but I don't want to jump up too early. I want to see a wick down approach, and then I can try to tackle it. GE, definitely going to watch for that to kind of take off. It was part of the playbook today. We'll see if it takes off through the daily high, starts going through that trend line, making a move towards 170 would be a great look there for GE. All right, guys, waiting on our first place prize winner, guys. He should be here shortly. I'll let you guys know when he does come in. But until then, I'll keep trading, team. Let's get after it. SMR there, guys, down there towards 10, trying to break down, but not really breaking right now. It's just holding in the 10. Let me take a look at the level 2 here. There's not much there right now. There's a seller at the 1022. That I do see. There's a little bit of a spike there back towards the 10. It could just run here, guys. It doesn't look too bad there. I'm going to look for one more dip down, guys. I don't want to jump in too quickly here on a stock that I didn't have, perspective on. But is it an undercut and rally type of trade? Doesn't look too bad off the VWAP there. VWAP is 1009. It went down there towards 1094. I'd like for one more wash attempt, and then it comes. Flagging action here. Give me that flag. Give me that flag. Bull flag, baby. Zap. Zappy zap up there to 291, man. What a move there, guys. What a move. Zappy zap. And you guys saw it on the scanners here. I'm going to try my best to keep these up here. These should help you guys be able to try to find some good trades. All right, CIFR showing up, scanning. This is a minor stock here, guys. I could play this one with Riot. So let me just focus on this one too. This one doesn't look bad at all here, guys. CIFR. Of course, this is a minor play here. I really like that approach pullback here right now up to 50s. Could run to 6. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Daily chart has a popping off a couple of times trying to get through 6. All right, guys, it looks like we got Peter G starting to hang out in the back. Let me see if he's ready to get going here. I just want to see if he gets his camera on here. Let me see if he gets his camera on. Just give me a second, guys. If not, I'll just bring on him with audio in just a second, guys. But smash the like, guys. No camera? Okay. Well, no camera it is. All right. So I will go ahead and I'll bring him on in just a second here. Let me at least set it up so you guys can at least see an auto avatar here. We can go ahead and kind of just focus in here. So I'm not going to take this CIFR because it's the same trade as my Riot trade. I will take this SMR if it does come back down during the trade. I'm going to focus on my trading, but also get to this interview. Guys, like always, smash the like, guys. Let's get to the action, guys. Sound that alarm. We got the first prize winner, guys. Definitely sound that alarm. You guys know where you're at. Where's that trumpet? Where's that trumpet, man? Let's sound that alarm, guys. Let's bring them on here. Let's go ahead. You guys know where you're at. Let's bring on Peter G to join me here. Peter, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going, man? How are you?
Congratulations, my friend. We got our winner here, guys. Definitely check him out, man. The rule the pool. This is the guy that ruled the pool. We were asking the whole week who was going to rule the pool. It was Peter G that was going to rule the pool, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right, Mitch. How are you?
Oh, I'm super excited to hear from you, man. And overall, got to give you a real big shout out, man. $120,000. You absolutely, and you just destroyed the competition, right? And I see a win rate of 75%. Makes me think like, man, what am I doing wrong over here with my 26% win rate? But hey, what matters is green, baby. Green is what matters the most, man. And shout out to you. What do you got to say, man? How'd you enjoy the competition?
Oh, man. It was
tell me a little bit about it, man. Tell me about it. Tell me how you started the competition and tell me what led you to, of course, that big winning trade.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even start trading actually. I was delayed for some. I have an evaluation that was set to end the end of this week, so I was trading that account at the same time with my competition account. And so actually didn't get started until the maybe like a day or two after. And so uh, I didn't sorry for the delay. I had some things going on. But throughout this week, my first trade that I made actually it was ended up being a loss, because I think my position sizing was just way too much. I was overexposed,
Yeah.
and I ended up not. It just ended up not going in my favor, and the my the rules that I had set up regularly for trading were all broke, and I needed to adapt and make a new plan, and
Yeah.
so I remember the last competition that met back in October last year. Um, I did end up being up. I don't know. I forget which place, but I was pretty high up there. But what got me up there was, if I recall my plan correctly, was using instead of the profits being profits, I looked at them as cushion.
Yes.
Now, the first thing that Michael told me, so I was funded back in like January, and I'll be honest with everyone here, I lost that account.
Yeah.
And what happened was that I did not follow my rules. I didn't stick to the risk management. I didn't check my ego, didn't have myself in check.
Yeah.
I was just over trading and chasing too many trades, hoping to, this the gambler's mindset of hoping to recoup all my losses, and that was just not the way to go. Learning from all those past mistakes, what I took was that I needed to build, instead of this being a profit that I got from all the past trades that I made, I needed it to be a cushion. And so here, if I can
I,
go into
I
my
I completely agree with that action. Just to talk a little bit about that,
sure
Peter.
thing.
This was one of the number one things that I was talking about in the competition that I thought could really help some traders too, right? Because especially in the competition with having that $2,000 down day that will lock you out, I think
Mhm.
it's important to try to get that cushion, right? And then maybe trying to use that cushion to give you the ability to take a little bit of a bigger trade, right?
Exactly.
And I think that that's really was giving the ability for traders to take a real swing, right? So like
Absolutely.
setting yourself up, giving yourself some great profits, and then being like, okay, well, let me use that as a cushion plus the negative that I can go into to really take that swing approach, right?
Mhm. Absolutely. So that's exactly what I did with I woke up, bright early in the morning. After what was it, the June 13th here, I traded NCI. And my strategy was that anything that was overextended throughout pre-market, I would short. And so I started off with NCI and had made, I think it was here. Let's go back to my trades here. Oh, I placed a 9,080 share short.
Hmm.
Eventually, I think it was. Sorry, just I don't have. I
No
absolutely.
worries. I could pull it up if we wanted to, but yeah,
No, it's okay. I've
just
got it
kind
right
of
here. It's
giving
okay. Can
the
I actually
outlook.
like share? I can
Yeah,
go on
man.
Trader
Peter,
Sync.
go ahead. So you see at the bottom there, you see
Um,
the plus sign, the present, the little
yes.
plus sign, share screen, and then you have different options. When you share that screen, you'll get an option for the entire screen, just a certain window. You can
Uh,
go ahead and kind of share there. The top tabs will
yes,
let you go to
yes.
entire screen
Oh,
if you
right.
just want
Okay.
to do entire screen.
Let's go to.
And man, I'm looking forward to seeing what you pick on the prizes. The
Oh,
chat wants to know, man. The chat wants to
oh
know. We're
man.
gonna get to that coming up, team. We'll let you guys know the prizes. Even Sai is like, I just want to know the prize he picks, dude.
Yeah. I was looking at. Oh, I don't even know. There is a
All
tough
right, Peter,
question.
I'm gonna put you up here. All right, you
All
ready? Let
right.
me go put your screen up there. There we are. We got you, my friend. Let's
Okay.
take a look
So
at
we'll
this.
we'll start from the top. Let's go from DDC.
Yeah, man. Let's take
Let's
it. Let's
check
take it
this
from the
out. So
top.
just to even learn from the losses too. That's what's important. Again, I got stopped out super early. just because I was oversized. It was 20,000 position, and I wasn't watching the volume and just how much this price action was moving. I just couldn't keep up with this choppy movement here super early.
Yeah.
And I made many mistakes at the time. And to be honest with you, I wasn't even watching my screen. I was just too busy on my phone. I was trying to consolidate my personal matters. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Have your personal life in check, because that's like, for me, that's like the number one thing.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what, man. I got like recent twin newborns, so trust me, I know all about that, right?
Congratulations, man.
But it's like that though, really, because there's some days that, man, I'm gonna come in here really tired, and those days I'm gonna probably be taking a step back, right? You gotta know what because people don't realize that whatever's going on in your personal life is gonna run into your trading life.
Absolutely.
Whether you want to or not, it's gonna gun into it. So
no doubt.
Hey, that's how it is, man.
You've got two blessings. You got two more blessings than I do right now, man. That's
man.
Way more than the competition.
Gotta push. I'll tell you one thing. It's easier to trade big when you don't got that, but
yeah. But yeah, so here,
so this was a short. Was this like a loss here?
Correct. This was a lot. I'm not showing. Oh, here it is. Okay, so
yeah, I can see it there.
Right here. I was just not. I didn't anticipate this much volume moving up really early in the morning.
Yeah, and there's not too many stocks that I've been talking about this. How we've had these penny runners, right? Penny runners.
Exactly.
Doesn't happen often, right? You maybe get that one break to the dollar, and then usually right back down. And I think that this is what you were seeing on this trade.
Yes, that's exactly what I was. I didn't anticipate. I didn't, to be honest with you. I rushed into this trade. I was not watching the news. I wasn't watching anything. I wasn't looking at the order book, which was my really big play. Is what I really do. I think I just rushed, it was everything was all I didn't know what I was doing. I was focused on my evaluation account. I was switching in between tabs, like, oh man, it was like look back on my screen, I'm like, what?
Yeah, it was a little too much at that point.
Right, so,
and I know how that was. I was trying to trade 3 accounts at the same time.
Oh man, 3 accounts, that's insane.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that was a loss, Yeah,
and then you started shaking it though. You can clearly see here. You started shaking it and started making some really big gains.
Absolutely.
We can take a look at some of these trades here. This is a kind of a morning short. That's one thing that I see that you're going after. You're going after that pre-market approach, where you can maybe get like an all-day fader and just let that thing make you the money.
Right.
There's one thing that I talk about also, Peter, and I think you're doing this in real life, is that a lot of times traders, I feel like, work for the market, and really it should be the opposite way. We should take decisions, right? Big impact decisions, but let the market work for us. Once we've taken the trade, we just need to understand where our risk and reward is going to be. And at that point, let the market do the heavy lifting for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Leverage the time that you have, because staring at your screen all day is not all that productive.
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you, there's probably thousands of traders in the competition that were probably staring at positions left and right, and it just gave them analysis paralysis. And then, or they just cut the trade because they just started overthinking. Right? Overthinking it. And I think that that's one thing that you're playing into it here. You're trying not to overthink. Take your trade, take your shot, but then just move on, right?
Yeah.
And whatever happens in the day is whatever happens. But I like your morning approach. You're waking up at what time for these? What, 4 or 5 a.m.?
So I'm in Chicago time. So I am, actually, my morning routine goes like this. I wake up maybe an hour before pre-market open. For me, 2 a.m. Well, depending on how long my significant other wants to call on the phone, I stay on the I stay awake until around 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Get ready for the morning, eat my salad, whatever, workout, like maybe 20-30 minutes just to get my heart pumping. And I get to scan in whatever happened after hours from the previous trading session. And so what I was looking here was for anything that was overextended from yesterday, from the previous day. So what happened here, I think it was like a really, maybe anything over 20% move from the market end, for market close here. And there was nothing going on.
Out
That
of
was
riot,
the
guys. Out of riot. Just want to let the chat know. Out of riot, guys. Break even on the rest. Still green on the day, but just pretty much break even. I see the SPY coming down a little bit. Sorry to jump in there.
No worries, man.
Just want to make sure I give a little update there. See a little bit of a drop in the overall market, Qs especially. So that's what I'll be watching to see if we start to drop down on the day. Maybe you can take some shorts out there. But back to you, my friend.
No, feel free to interrupt anytime, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the play here was I analyze anything that had 20% gain. Basically, I go into my scanner, filter out any anything below what usually it's $1 that I filter out, $1 to anything above that. But I decided to go and change it to something lower because I noticed people in the competition were trading penny stocks as well, and I was like, oh man, there's massive there's potential there as well. So I opened my filter out for that, but I did decide on trading NCI for this. I risked, what was my position calculator at the time, around 7,000. And I think I should have, this is around the time I was moving around my exposure amounts that I was comfortable with. I wanted to increase it because usually when my eval was at the 160, and I was trading usually maybe like half of this is my max exposure that I would put. So I was just getting used to the big numbers at the time.
Yeah, big numbers for sure.
So yeah, so my entry criteria for this was if the order book was showing me opportunities. Let's say there was a big like a 10,000 order at a particular price, I would set mine maybe 1 or 2 cents below that price. So my entry was let's see here, at 0.8 cents. Oh no, sorry, $1.16 was my entry. And so then, man, if I could go back to and replay this trade, I have some of the recorded. I recorded some trades. I don't know if it was this one. Just recorded of the audio order book. It must have been like at $1.14 or $1.15 or $1.17. That was it was just a wall on the market depth chart that was showing some resistance, and so I placed my order there. I was comfortable with 4,500 at the time. Around $5,000 is what I do. Sometimes I truncate the share quantity.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I was comfortable with that at the time. Eventually, it went against me, but I was comfortable risking even more because I noticed a second layer. There's a massive order imbalance on the sell side. So what I did was place another order for, I think it was the same amount, for another same share size, but at $1.27. And I had confidence that it wouldn't go any further because soon as there was a pretty big sell-off. At the same time frame, or the next time frame, next minute. And usually what you see, the pattern that I see typically that gives me confidence is whenever there's the no more buyers on the buy side. If I can show you, I don't know if I can like give you an example here. So what I use is a Webull.
Yeah. you're getting that, you're finding that liquidity there that's there, and you're seeing it run through it, kind of a
Correct.
blow off top, right? I talk about
Yes,
these all the time. That's what you're looking for essentially, and especially if you can short off the blow off top, that can really give you the high of the day to risk off of, right?
hmm
And that's kind of the approach that I was even taking, like kind of this morning, right, with the penny stocks and like MBIO on
mm,
Tuesday, right? Very similar stock. I was looking for a blow off top through that 119 level, eventually went to the 120s, and then right back through that $1. So
right, right.
I can't blame you for this approach. This is a strategy that's used often. It's used often, and I think that all traders can learn from the way that Peter's going about it here. Definitely trying to use some data also. You're seeing him not just be like, oh, well, RSI was at 50, so I went short here. No, I mean, that's not going to
No,
really benefit us. He's using some data, some imbalance. He's finding the imbalance there and going off of that to tackle down the stock. And I think that's a really good approach, because at least you're bringing multiple variables in your assessment, right? Still using some
yes, correct.
technical analysis, but at the same time using some math behind reasoning why you're taking this trade.
Correct.
So that's definitely a really smart way to approach it. Let's go to your top trade, right?
Sure, sure.
Let's go show you the top trade, the trade that made you
Sure.
the pool winner, right? The rule of the pool, man. We all bowing down to the winner. I'll tell you one thing. When I saw you up at the top at that 120, I was like, man, I ain't chasing this Peter G guy, man. I
Yeah,
don't think I could catch him, especially trading live. A trade
yeah,
like that would, that
yeah.
heart would be pumping, man.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to show you just an example live too here.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
put you
we
go
could
on
take a look.
Webull before too. Like I'll show you my process.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Um,
Bring up the next screen there. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an update of me. Of course, we're talking to Peter G, the winner here, $120,000. We're going to have him select the prize just after this, guys. I just want him to show off the top trade. Of course, that's CNSP. We'll talk a little bit about that. But I am taking a trade here on a short on Delta. I talked a little bit about this, that if I wanted to take a short on this, but only if if the market started to really kind of drop here, guys. So do want to go kind of give you guys the insight there that I am taking that trade. I'm seeing the Qs dropping fast there, guys. We'll see what happens. Of course, it could just be kind of a pullback kind of day. I'm not saying that this is like kind of a crash type of day. I know there was Fed members that we're gonna speak today, so keep your eyes on that. I'm taking a little bit of a trade on DAL to the short side here, trying to see if this daily can finally start to break down and start going towards the 48. We'll see what happens there on DAL, Delta Airlines. Now coming back to you, Peter, what do you got?
sure thing. So here, this is pretty much okay. So this is Zap. This is another stock that I traded quite often during the competition. So you would see right here.
I
This.
see Chat GPT. Is that
Oh no! Oh
wrong
no!
screen? Wrong
No,
screen?
that's the wrong screen.
I like it. I like it. I
Yeah,
like it.
dude, I tried
We
to
got some
prepare.
insight there. We got
Yeah,
some
I tried to.
insight. Got to build some strategies on the Chat GPT.
No, I tried to sound professional, man. I'll be honest with you. I was using ChatGPT to what's it called? Had show notes.
I like it. I like it, dude. I like it, man. That's
I wanted to give a
important.
good impression. You know,
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I'll tell you right now, man. I use ChatGPT almost every single day of my life. So, hey, you got to find ways to make it benefit you in life. And if you can use tools to benefit you, that's what you're doing here using Webull. Also, another tool that you can use to help you guys. You want to have tools up your tool belt, but definitely smash the like, guys.
yeah. So
All right, I'm
I
putting you up, my
tried.
friend. There you go.
So I tried. You know, I was. These are one of the stocks I believe snaps that was halting at the time as well. I tried not to trade halts because of the terms and conditions, the rules that TTP had.
Yeah.
And I wanted to understand more of what it was, like what the parameters, what they were looking for, and I believe I understood the rule correctly. And I just wanted to just confirm before I showed everyone my trade, because man, I was kind of reluctant on just showing people, you know, because evidently people are gonna not replicate, but take inspiration from the way I trade. And so the way that I look at things is like this: if I see anything that's a current imbalance, like there's a pretty sizable share size that's somebody's selling at this point. 3.3. I'm so sorry. Give me a sec.
You're good. Take a second, Peter. No worries. All right, guys, looking into the market. We'll see if Delta gets me out there. It is getting a little spike there. We'll see what happens on the market overall. If we still see that down action come in. Qs and SPY went down there. How's Apple doing? That's in a big outlook for me. Of course, that stock's been ripping. That's coming down a little bit there. Maybe that's what's holding us up a little bit. We'll see what happens. All right, Zappy Zap, man. Zappy Zap moving all around, guys. Timmy Tim in the back. I'll see you in a second, my friend. All right. That's luck and skill, but mostly luck. I mean, honestly, this is a strategy, and what Peter's been talking about. This is a strategy that I've known has been out there, right? Like, strategies aren't like a lot of times new. It's more, how do you approach the strategy and try to execute off of it? That's going to be the new thing that determine it, right? And I think that's an important thing to kind of keep a catch on. I always say it, there's no brand new strategy out there. Probably you and 1,000 others are using it. It's how you execute it that matters.
Correct. So yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm super busy. So there was I don't know if you guys saw here at 3.07 here earlier. There was a pretty sizable order that was placed.
Yeah.
And right before that, there was the amount of buyers here cut down to way half of the people that were selling. And there was this massive drop off. This is the kind of movement that gave me confidence of the competition, because what happened was, before it would balance out, usually it would be the buyers and sellers would be right about even. But just this kind of movement right here this is at this point right here, it would rebalance up, try to correct, and at this point is where I would go and buy or add onto my position. So let's go back to that's. I was just gonna give you an example. I'm sorry.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong, man. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the top trade, and then we'll have you pick your lovely prize, Peter here. So definitely the chat's waiting to see it. We'll see what else is going on. Dell with an ouchie. What's going on? Dell with an ouchie. It's definitely taking a little bit of a hit there, guys. We'll see what happens. Still looking at Delta here. We'll see if I get stopped out there. But the Q is definitely starting to struggle there. Look at that drop there, guys. So technology is down here. So we are seeing a little bit of a drop off there. Even the stocks that were working for me, like Mara and stuff like that, that's pulling back pretty fast there. So keep your eyes out on those pullbacks. We'll see what happens if we can get this to bounce back. But if you're wondering what's taking down some of the market right now, well, that's a lot of what I'm seeing out there. Leading the market today, we still have energy coming back. We talked about this morning. Would oil start to spike? With oil going into the 58s, would these start to make a move? Look at XOM really just shooting off the bottom there. Chevron shooting off the bottom. So probably a little bit later today, I can take a swing trade on Valero, but that's just my outlook here. Let's go back to Peter here. Let's take a look at your top trade, my friend. And then, of course, we'll give you the pick of the prize and get you out of here. I know you got a lot more for you to do on the day, and probably some more trading to do. So let's go ahead. Let's talk a little bit about this one. Of course, this was a big mover. I was watching it. This one was a monster move here, guys. And this was after it was after a couple of halts on this one, right? This was all right. So this was about 10 o'clock, right? 10:30. 10:40.
10:40s. Prior to the halt, though, based on the terms and conditions, as long as I was in a position, I don't prior to the halt, which was like 10:44. As long as I was in the position, if I understood it correctly, as long as I was in, I think, and I didn't exit it, I think I was okay. So I didn't anticipate it to halt to the downside, but what gave me confidence throughout was to refer back to my previous trade. I just need to emphasize that my trade from my previous trades throughout the day, this $19,000 or $20,000 trade from KAVL, another 4,600.
Yeah, man, you
I
had a
think,
good cushion. You had a
yeah,
great
it
cushion to
was
work with,
massive
right?
cushion, exactly. So what I had in my position calculator was that I could risk that much. So instead of, right, 2000, what was it, 2000, um 2000, so 2000 plus, so 2500 plus another 2000, my risk, wow, my max risk. So I just went, decided to risk everything at that day, because it was I think it was the Friday. um and so to me, when I was entering here way at the top, I was risking not 25,000, I was risking 27,000. I was willing to risk everything at the time. If this stock decided to go up against me, it would have had to push up, based on my position, like maybe $2 or $3 above, um,
Just got stopped out
this
of the
entry right
AL,
here.
but
So that's, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, you're good. So there you got your first entry there. You got your max risk on. Tim joining us here
Yep.
to take a look at this trading
Sounds like
action.
it was like Gattaca mode, right? You didn't save anything for the swim back.
No, absolutely not. No.
That's what it is sometimes, man.
All
And
out.
I love the approach there. You use your cushion. You said I'm gonna risk this up. I've had a great day already. Let's take a shot on CNSP. Let's
Absolutely.
go for it. I know what my risk can be. Let's go with a big share opener right up the
Yes,
start,
yes.
and then look to maybe add to that. As you got that first down action move, I'm sure your eyes were opening up,
Yes, it was.
and you started getting the sweaty hands, feeling like,
Yeah.
do I run to the profit immediately because you put a good amount of risk up there?
Yeah, I did.
And
It
what
was
made you want to add to the position as it started to come down?
the exact same uh uh the exact same methodology that I just showed earlier. I'm sorry, I'm all over the mess. There's my phone's blowing up right now.
No worries, man.
And
They're all wanting to know. They're the winner, Peter G, man. They're calling you, man.
yeah. So yeah, what gave me confidence was the just massive order imbalance, and there was so much people selling. There was like maybe like 10 or 20,000 thousand shares on the sell side, building this wall of shares. If you look on the market,
the sellers were just all over the offer, right? The offer
yes,
side,
on the offer side. And that gave me confidence to add into my position, knowing that there was no news, there was absolutely no catalyst. There should be no reason for why this CNSSP was even up at the day. So to me, overextended stocks like these could only end one of two ways: either once it levels out and bounces throughout the day, it usually consolidates around this price, or midway through its high and from its open, from a market open, and it just consolidates throughout the day and stays. Or like what happened, I think, which stock was it? It was a huge chop. It might have been, I don't know if it was BRTX or CAVL or KAVL, but it ended up parabolic throughout the day, or
that's
towards the end of the day.
Yeah.
That, or there's a good chance that it would volume would wane and it would eventually fade throughout the day.
Fade.
Yeah,
this is what you
just
call
the
the
entire
all-day
day.
fader, right? It just
All
pops
day, exactly.
and it just fades, man.
So I took that gamble, and I decided to add on to more shares as it rose up in interest. I'm not sure why volume's not showing here. Maybe I can.
It's all good. But yeah, so you just wrote it down. You just let the market work.
Absolutely.
Did you watch it during this time, or did you?
I was, yes. My heart was palpitating towards this time right here, because, oh man, this was like, you know what? If it's going to go up, it's going to go up now. This is around mid-afternoon. This is lunchtime for most, and usually around this time, based on the trades that I've traded, I'm so sorry. The trades that I've traded, and the data that they've compiled throughout the past, usually there's no more activity throughout this time of the day, and usually right after noon is when the stock decides that is it going to go up further or down. and I wanted to. I think I had my. I don't know if I had a stop set for this. I don't think I had a stop set for this. I was just all over. I think I was trading this on my eval account as well, and I forgot to set a stop for this. But on my eval account, I had it set for maybe 10 to 20 to 30% or something like this, and I was moving it around. But I came back and I was at a massive win. What was it? It was like 40. I was up 40 or 50,000 at the time, and I decided to just let it run. Because the last competition, if I recall correctly, I was maybe up like 4 or 5,000, and there was so many people that moved up against me because they just decided to keep holding on to a trade that I was comfortable just taking profit on. And I was like, you know what, this this John Leslie Brown speech was going on my head. How did it go? It's not over. It's not over until I win. In my head, I was like, "Oh man, it's so cringe."
Oh, you're gonna quote Yogi Berra there.
No.
Not over till it's over.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true as well. You know, it's not over.
No, that's the truth. That's the truth, man.
I was nervous because I thought my account would not hold. The expiration was set for the 17th, and I was worried that I wouldn't be able to trade come Monday. And so I thought this Friday was going to be the last. I figured that, hey, might as well make it.
Take your shot.
The leaderboard.
Shot to win, man. Take your shot, not only to get to the leaderboard, but secure the win. Right.
Yeah.
This was what it was all about there.
Yeah. You
made the decision either I was going to win there or I was not going to win. Right. I mean, that's just what it is. Right. You got to that point and then you just held out. I'm sure the trade probably even closed by itself. Or did you close the trade?
No, it didn't. So I was worried because the previous day, I think it was a CAVL chop. From the previous day, I was like, oh man, there's a sudden rush, there's a sudden interest at the last minute. Just power hour activity, right? And I was anticipating a move up. To be honest, I was satisfied with the 50 to $70,000 profit there. So I took it out early, just in case there was system issues or whatever it may be. I was content with the profit that I had there. I saw a rise to 62, but I did. I was just content, I already saw my P&L up to rising. It was. I think I saw it rise up to 120 something at one point. But I was like, I can't be too greedy. I'm already too content with it. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully, no one was. Hopefully, no one came up with another $100,000 gain like. I forget his name, Mr. Garcia.
Yeah, man. No, there were some people taking swings, that's for sure.
Yeah, even Andy Suevas, but on Monday, I think I was talking to Tim on this in the Discord. I was telling him, hey,
yep, I remember it was edge of your seat, man. It was
anything could happen, you guys. Like, recall that it only took me 2 days to scale up to the top. And the stars for me, I'm a statistical anomaly. The stars align for me. If you guys look at my numbers here at 30, I think on my leaderboard, on my hub, it was a 1 to 11.3 risk to reward ratio, 75% win rate, and a 36.6 profit factor. Just my stats were just it's a statistical anomaly. I cannot expect this to happen in a I can't. I don't expect for these numbers to be happening consistently. But just
it does. I think one of the things that it does show you is that the trade's available to you, right?
Absolutely, yes.
And so maybe it's not I'm trading it with that size, but the whole idea of getting a cushion, right?
Correct.
Using that cushion, right?
Yes.
Understanding that, right? Morning cushions are so important. I've been trying to show you guys it also in the live trade room by taking some pre-market trades, because the truth is, you give yourself a cushion, you can have a little bit more confidence taking swings. That's what it's about. I essentially have given myself the ability to take a swing, right?
Correct.
And I think that's
take on more risk.
exactly. And that's all you're trying to do here is give
Yes.
yourself that ability, right? From there, it's up to you to make that choice or not. But the truth is that you gave yourself the cushion. Might as well use it sometime
Yes.
to take your swing on the day. I see
Yes.
this all the time sometimes when I'm up, let's say $60, $70 on a day. I've had a little bit of a rough day. It's kind of back and forth. I can either take the 60 and run, or maybe just put that 60 up for a risk and see what happens, right? Using a small little cushion to see what happens on the next trade. That a lot of times can give you that ability to expand your win and then really kind of bend your equity curve, which is what you did there. You really bend that equity curve and you get it so high that at that point, you could take trades and probably, yeah, you might have taken a loss or two after that, but didn't really affect your overall equity amount.
Yes.
And that's the important part there. So let's go ahead. Let's talk a little bit about the prizes. Everyone wants to know about the prizes, Peter G. Everyone wants to know what you're going to take here. So I got a prize list here, of course, guys. You guys out there, smash the like. You guys can also take a look at this. There was up on the competition. I'm going to go ahead and put the picture here so you guys can see it. But definitely, guys, there's a lot to take a look at, of course. Different types of prizes that are available out there, of course. Which one do you want to take here from the list here? Peter, what is going on, my friend? Which one do you want to take from the prizes? You're the rule in the pool expert here, so let me know. What do you like on this list? There's a lot there, man.
Yeah,
Trade ideas, Trade Smart, Trend Spider, Trader View, Conscious Trading Academy, man. There's a lot to look at. What do you like?
I did like very little research on the prizes, but if there's any prize that I would choose, I was looking towards the complete blueprint from Conscious Trading Academy just to see how the master, the prodigy, David Capablanca, I was watching his chat with traders interview, and I was just fascinated by his work. I wanted to see how he trades and get his insights. So totally want to upgrade and step up my short selling game. So yeah, I'll go ahead and go with the complete blueprint.
All right. Well, the complete blueprint, of course, will get you that access to David. And I think that's an amazing gift. But of course, that's not all you're getting, right, buddy? I mean, of course, you don't forget about the best prize that is available to you, right? I mean, you got it, my friend. The ultimate buying power, of course. That's going to be something else. So I'm looking forward to seeing you compete against that, right, and getting after it. So, hey, you said it before. You've been in this seat before. Maybe it wasn't the ultimate, but now you have it, man. And so one thing that I would say is, hey, shout out to you, man. I wish you the best continuing forward. The ultimate buying power is definitely going to give you that ability to go ahead and be the trader that you want to be. Now, the question is, will you continue doing kind of these strategies, and where can we keep up with Peter G, man? Because everyone's going to want to keep up with you now.
I did have, I appreciate that shout out. I really wanted to create a social, so I'm not anywhere on social media. But I did plan on making an Instagram page just to get and network and connect with other traders. Oh man, I am so out of the I'm just so off today. If possible, I could link it sometime.
Yeah, man. This is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do, Peter, is that, there's a lot of traders in here that would love to kind of trade with you and kind of understand. Maybe you're not going to be doing the live trading stream or something like that. I don't mind. But what I would love for you to do, man, and because especially you take a lot of these morning trades, is stop by here in the morning when you can. When you have a trade on and you want to talk about it, feel free. The door is open for you, my friend. Awesome. You can come on, tell us about the trade, tell us what's going on, what's the mentality. And that's how we're truly in the chat. And there's always going to be a couple of haters out there, right? If you got haters, you pat yourself on the back because you're doing something right, Peter. And what I would say to that is definitely come on in, man, so that they can go ahead and learn from your experiences, win or lose. We'll definitely be looking forward to learning more about you, Peter. And I definitely am excited because the approach that you took, man, was kind of what I was talking out there for the competition. Try to get those morning cushions to give yourself the shot in the competition. And you did just that, my friend. So shout out to you, really. It's a great win. You should be proud of yourself, man. Proud, really. I know that it's so tough to trade, and you said like you have a significant other. I'm sure how it is how it was for me when I first started trading. They were like, well, you're still doing that trading thing. That's never going to give you anything. But now you guys start to see the light at the end of the tunnel, man. And there's nothing like that light. So keep searching for that light. Keep getting towards your success. We'll keep up with you, Peter. And feel free to kind of make, an account or anything like that, like a social that we can follow and come by, because we're all going to be trying to learn a little bit more from you, Peter, and look forward to you.
I was just going to say, come by the Discord. We've got a lunchtime thing, and just come by later so we can congratulate you as well. And as far as sharing, there are actually a couple you were talking about looking at that imbalance on the level 2. So there's somebody asking about that in the strategies channel on the Discord. So, anything you can share, and if you want to get in the mix with people, like, you can let them throw some criticism or not as you choose. But,
I'd love to learn from every one of you guys. You guys, as a collective, you guys are way more intelligent, way smarter. You guys have way more knowledge.
I learn something from everybody every single day.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that you'll always see from us. And I think that's one thing that Tim and I understand. At the end of the day, there's not one way to do this, right? And I think that we really love the way that you at least had a process. You used something else in your trading. You brought some imbalances. You went after it. And that's what the competition was truly all about, right? Testing your skills, not only to the mediocre level or the average level, but for the expert level. That's what you did here, Peter. So I know that you might not consider yourself an expert, but that's a hell of an expert trade that you did, my friend. So shout out to you. Definitely give yourself a big pat on the back, man, and be happy, because that was a hell of a trade that you made. And from a trader that's been trading for 6 years, I can definitely tell you that what you did in the processed approach of going in it with the imbalance and taking the bigger swing, using that cushion, that's how you end to success, guys. Learning a process that can work for you, that you can repeat. Now Peter sees the avenue open to him. Now I'm sure he's going to start looking for ways to maybe repeat this success. So shout out to you, Peter. Look back at you, man. Come over whenever you want. The door's open to you, my friend. All you got to do is send us a little message. Tim or I, we would always like for you to come on, whether it be on the Discord, whether it be on the live trading. And we're going to look forward to seeing how you kill it with that ultimate buying power. Definitely smash the like for that. First pick up. And hey, man, power to you, man. Great job. Go after it. Let me know also about Conscious Academy. Let me know, man, because I want to know also. Come by and tell us, especially as you're going through the learning. You can come by and share some gold with us, right?
Sure thing, man. I'd love to share with you guys my insights and journey as I go along with David and Sam. Share with you guys some value to the community, give back. And thank you again for this opportunity. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Mitch. Thank you, Hill. Thank you, Michael, for giving us traders the opportunity to compete and give us this opportunity to learn and trade and grow as individuals, as traders. And it's just all it took was 1 week, and I've learned and grown so much. So again, thank you guys. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you in the community, even the haters, man. Hey, if the haters, if they've got anything to say, feel free to say in the chat, because hey, it's insight. There's little kernels of insight that they underneath that hate that we can all learn from. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the opportunities and support. And catch you guys in the next Rule the Pool competition.
Hey, well, we know you're the king of the rule the pool competition, so who knows? Maybe the king will let us rule the pool again on the next time.
We'll see.
Hey, great to having you on, Peter. It was a great day, and I love talking to you, man. So, like I said, the door is open. We'll see you next time, Peter. Take care, my friend,
Thank you,
and
Mitch.
go enjoy your day. All
You
right,
both have a
have a good
wonderful
one,
day.
man.
It's been a pleasure speaking with y'all. Take care.
All right, guys, that was Peter G, the winner, man. And shout out to him. He picked the prize there, guys. Of course, he gets the ultimate buying power and going to go for that conscious trading setup. Can't blame him for going for that, right? There was some great prizes there. It's not
that's
only
smart
these,
too.
right?
You get like a big win, kind of a windfall in a way. And then it's smart. It's like, hey, let me prioritize my mindset. Let me make sure to keep my head straight and use that wisely, right? Use that ultimate challenge
100%.
wisely and everything else. So,
I
it's
think
interesting.
that's very vital, man. I think that's very vital, is understanding there. He didn't even take the greedy one. Let's be honest. I would think the greedy one would probably be the ones that were like kind of yearly service, right? Because you can add up the money and be like, oh, well, that's money there. Well, no, he wants to make more money. So he's going for the education part of it, right? I mean, yeah, it costs money to get that education, but the truth is he's looking at what I can do with that ultimate, right? How can I move forward with this? Shout out to him. Definitely and enjoyed speaking to him. I think Tim also enjoyed. Tim was like, man, I got to hop on, man. This is a great conversation.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, man. I remember that. And it's interesting with the time factor, right? Like that's one thing we always say, like, hey, you got, even on a 45-day challenge, you have plenty of opportunities. Don't rush it. But at the same time, you get a really exciting week where you have a time of like just focused study where you clear your head mentally and you just really focus on it. It's what is it? I think it's Lenin actually, but it says there are decades when nothing happened, and then there are weeks when decades happen, and that's in trading, right? Like you have your quiet times, and then some weeks, boom, like life changing,
No,
you can capture that and take that with you even more so. So
completely agree, man. And I do like the approach that he took. A lot of people, there's going to be someone saying that it was luck, but man, to tell you the truth, the approach was really smart. I was talking about it, how the morning trades seem to be the big ones also, and using the cushion. The cushion is what I think really gave him that ability to make that big of a trade. So shout out to him. Great trade. We'll see what happens now, guys. All right, let's get back to the market. Like always, you guys can check out. We'll see how the prizes kind of play out now, right? Of course, we're going to get the second pick and the third pick to be able to go ahead and do their picks. We'll be reaching out and working down the list, guys. Like always, you guys will see what happens. And if you have any questions, reach out to our customer service team, of course. All right, guys, getting back to the trading action here, guys. I am long on Valero here. Just got a small long here, about 40 shares to the long side from 151.30s here. Taking a look to see if this is really going to start moving. One thing I am seeing, though, is Dell on the decline. Doesn't look too bad for like kind of a VWAP fade. But it didn't even get to the VWAP. It's still fading off of that. The Qs are still dragging a little bit. We'll see what happens here. Can they make the move back, or will they go for the next down move? That's something that I'm keeping an eye out. DAL did give me a stop out, guys. So I did get like $130 stop out there on DAL. It could still go down. It just got me out right here on that 62 pop. So we'll see what happens on DAL if it starts to break down here. But definitely seeing a little bit of a struggle type of day in technology. Energy still having a really good time. Utilities still doing pretty well. And then what's on the red is important. It's technology. That's just what's in the red, man. Everything else is in the green from the open. That's important for me. It's technology pullback kind of day. We'll see if we're able to catch some pullbacks. What are you seeing out there, Tim? Oh, did you go on mute for me? Somehow I can't hear you, Tim.
Sorry about that. Yeah, no, today was just my timing was just, I managed to buy everything right before we just had that sudden gap down, right? And that's what the market's going to do to you, right? Like everyone saw that and said, oh, perfect entry. And, I looked away, looked back. I'm like, oh, all right, well, but, so I've got to grind back a little bit. Yeah, I wonder, is it just because you think it's just because chips were so extended? Now we're getting a little correction, or what do you think's going on? Jobs numbers were like
No, man,
not
this
crazy.
is
Like,
just so a lot of times what comes in the morning, right? So what was the mentality, right, this morning, right? It was Dell and SMCI, right? So those were the trades that all traders were going to be looking at today, right? And so you can see it here, SMCI with a little bit of a pullback back to that 990. Dell had already been hot, so a stock that has already been hot and then has positive catalysts could pull back. That's just a common move, right? Does it mean that the momentum has stopped? No, but it's slowed down. And look at the 9 EMA all the way down here at the 143. That tells me that you could always have pullbacks, right? When the 9 EMA is right near it, then that's kind of like following the momentum. But right now you're expanding away from the price action, and today you're getting a little bit of a pullback in tech in some names, right? Like even like, let's say Apple, I'd expect to see the pullback in the red. I didn't even know it was red, but I could just kind of expect it, right? Because this is a stock that's been ripping. What is it doing? It's pulling back to that 9 EMA. I had made this box a little couple days back on the 17th, looking for it to come into that spot. Now you're getting that pullback. But then there's a stock like today that was already pulling back that's ripping. AMD. Look at this thing, man. I'm glad I talked about it. I got to catch that clip this morning where I talked about it because I keep talking about some of these stocks and I'm missing the run, guys. Future day trader billionaire is like, Mitch, you long AMD? And I'm like, dude, I wish I was. I wish I was, man. I don't have the
those are
trade
some
on,
of the those are some of the worst. Look back
was
and
watching it, man. I mean, it's like the Clean Spark one. I can't even go after this anymore, but it still was a really nice chart look, right? On Friday for the competition. I think it was on Monday for the competition on Clean Spark where it started to push. Palantir has been one that we talked about on this stream where it's just completely gone, right? So we'll see what happens now. AMD, it was doing this kind of thing where all the traders were watching it turn during this time and they were like, oh, this is going to move, this is going to move, this is going to move. It washes them out. You get high volume on that day where it washes them out right here through this 160, and then now it just picks right back up. And the reason why I feel like it does this move where it goes fast, almost like a parabolic move to the upside, is because the reason why is it's not trying to let you back in.
yeah,
it's trying to shake all those longs and not trying to let those traders that were going long in that spot go back in off their 160. So for me now, 160 is such a vital spot for it to hold. And if you look at where the pullback came back today, where did it go towards? It was pulling back. It went up there to 164, then comes back here towards this 161, doesn't even go to the 160, holds the VWAP, right? VWAP is actually above it and it doesn't even go to the VWAP. That shows the momentum strength. You see the 9 EMA, that light blue line, it's holding the momentum run right now. And this could just keep moving. This is why I kind of like Tesla on the pullback today. And look at it. It's already starting to shake back up. Why? Yep. Because it did the same move, right? It did a big breakout back to the upside. Now you get a day where it kind of looks sideways and it kind of gave you that indecision candle. And now you're catching some buyers off probably, at least for me, I'd be looking at that 9 EMA, that 181 as where buyers are really starting to step up and look at the price action today. It went to 180.72.
And speaking of momentum picking up, memes in general, like we got a good pop a few minutes ago. GameStop, AMC.
GameStop is back, man.
I was looking at Amgen I'm in Amgen for a long. I'm beginning to doubt that. But what do you think of Clearmind anyway? Did you look at that today?
Well, they got up on Valero right now, but I'm willing to talk about any of them. You know me, Tim.
So apparently Clearmind got a exclusivity distribution agreement with, I think, Jerusalem University, something like that for, it's one of the psychedelic things. So, people love that sector. It's interesting. It's the next thing. Everyone wants to be on the next weed stocks.
Sector, You know it, man.
It's a fascinating sector too. So.
Yeah, no, definitely a fascinating sector. And I think that a lot of traders have been looking at that. So what was the ticker game? So I can actually take a look.
CMND. It's Clearmind.
Oh, Clear Mine. Actually, yeah, I've seen. I've
Yeah, and they've
actually
been for a while, so yeah, it's
exactly.
if you've been in the space, you know the name, but yeah.
I like the sideways action right now.
Yeah, it looks like
Believe it
it's
or not.
coiling. I don't know.
Yeah. So what I like about these is that, okay, so what do I got to give myself? I got to give myself the ability. If I want to come after a stock like this, that's done splits and things like that, I got to understand where the daily support is. Daily support is probably going to be closer towards probably the low on this candle, the 111. So I got to know that, okay, if it breaks 111, I mean, I pretty much got to go. That's the breakdown. This went to 115 here on the low. So maybe I'm just using that low right now, that 115 or that 111 to risk on. But I got to give myself that room, right, to the down move, right? So if you get a quick wick to that, you can risk off of it. I would be looking at, like, let's say taking smaller share size and giving myself more of a room for a push back to 2. So maybe I'm trying to get in on 125s and 120 and risking off of 110. If I said 111, give myself that penny and then look for that nice little move to see if I can get it. We'll see what happens with that one. But Tim, it's not a bad one to watch. And if this one's going to go, it's going to get sleepy and then all of a sudden pick up really quickly. So I'd look for that nice expansion candle, that kind of like you got out the gates where you got like 1 million shares traded. Let's see if we can get this 500,000 shares traded on a pop. That's what I'd be looking for to kind of show up there. What's another one in that space? Clear Mind is in the psychedelic space. It's MindMed, right? MindMed.
Yep.
And then there's one more that I think it's Numinous. That's the other kind of cheap one. But these haven't done that great, man. Oh, Cybin, right? Cybin is another one, right? Another cheap name. This is 27 cents now, man. It's crazy. And these stocks do have some drugs that they're working on in some phase 3 for Cybin. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens there.
Some strength in healthcare generally today. I mean, Pfizer was strong out of the gate, and now it's doing a little test there. Amgen. I will be watching BHC, although that looks like it's fizzling.
Zap up there to $3.
It's
It's pulling back now. Zap is coming back down, guys. Of course, this was one of the big movers of the day. There were some smaller movers also that were kind of making a big move too. Hut, not a bad one on the playbook today. That actually held the move there. Mara coming right back down there, now back up towards the 2011. Riot right back towards the 1080s. So I'm taking a look at it, team. I traded this already once or twice here. We'll keep an eye on it, but definitely
EVs, man. It feels like EV stocks. I mean, EVs are obvious. Oh, is Solo gone? So the ticker Solo is gone, I think, man.
Yeah.
Aero is still around. I traded Aero, AYRO. But
yeah, that's why I was trading GeoEV like a couple days ago, but that thing did a nasty move to the downside.
Yeah. The other one that was interesting was Trevina today.
This Better Choice keeps halting, guys, and just gonna put it out there, but just be careful on a name like this. But it is kind of making moves and halting. BTTR.
You know, here's an interesting one. TRVN, Trevina. So if you looked at pharma stuff from another one from back in the day, actually, blast from the past. But they had some, I believe, I'm trying to find the window. Like 10,000. They had good results on let me double check. I'm not actually confusing it with LXRX, who I think was the diabetic nerve pain. But Trevina had what I think was good results. And then it sold some on that. Let me see. Here we go. Yes. Preclinical data for neuropathic pain. So there's preliminary data that's not statistically significant. There is statistically significant info on epilepsy, but we got this big 10-point sell-off. So one of the things we run into, right, with Trade the Pool, there is that requirement for the 10 ticks, right? Mm-hmm. And here we are. This is where it's pulled back. So if this is actually a base for it, I don't know why that little window's up there. That's funny. Little menu. But if it gives us that, like right there, if it does reclaim, well, there you go. Now you have your 10 ticks kind of for free if it can just get back up to where it started the day out. And this looks like one of those kind of quick sell-offs, and maybe it reclaims. So I don't know if someone's anticipating an offering though or whatever. They've diluted plenty. So
AMD just continuing to just offer. Man, that thing is a rocket, dude. Oh,
No
man.
kidding.
Should have got that one out. I need to get that clipped out. Put that up there. I had that. It's just, they've been doing this moves, man. These fake outs to the downside, the quick rips up. Apple did the same thing, right? It had the AI event, move down, shake. Then the next day, what did it do? Freaking roared out the gates.
Yeah.
It didn't just go up, it roared. And I think that's what you got to be looking for. CIFR.
Of course, ARM had so much strength last week or earlier this week too. So I thought it would pull back, but
one too, man.
We'll see if it holds this level or not. I don't know if I want to try going back in or not, or maybe one more. But Amgen's going, guys. So we've already got a nice pop on there.
All right, guys. Valero starting to make a move here towards the 150, 150s, guys. I have about 190s on share size here. I'm willing to add now on pullbacks here, but looking for this to just take off here. Valero has a tendency of trending when it starts to move, and I could swing trade this also. I'm kind of battling right now if I should keep the day trade or swing trade. Right now, it's a day trade. And then what I would do is maybe if I take a loss on this a little later, I can maybe look to see if maybe I swing it later in the day, but not trying to stack up, right? And I'm trying to focus in, not trying to stack on double trades and stuff like that. And that can run into problems there. So that's not what I'm trying to do, but I am looking at it, right? It still looks great. We'll see what happens. All right, that's right here on Valero. Sorry, I didn't have my chart up there. Valero look right back above the 150s, held in that 151 pullback. I've been seeing XOM really strong. I would like to see this VWAP bounce where it like comes back to VWAP and then just bounces back to the upside. So let's see that continued strength. XLE is another way to look for the continued strength. That's a move back above 90s. I'll keep watching for that. That can kind of give the push there. And look at Valero now to 151.60s. Actually not doing too bad here. Can set limits on pullbacks to kind of add back towards the VWAP, which is a move to like 151.20 and 151. There's 151. There's 152 there, guys. Now we're starting to make a move there in Valero. This is not a bad one there that I took here. And now I need to just really figure out where is the reward for me. And look at that. That's a nice move there, guys. And one thing that's about Valero is that it has a tendency of running fast when it moves. I've traded this in the past plenty of times. Now I'd look for this to kind of come towards a trend line here. That's not really an important one, but one that I'd be looking for it to get towards is like kind of like 153s, 154s. First profit. Let's see if this really can move here. 153, I take first profits and then look for this to really kind of run. And I'm up almost close to 200 now in the name. It's looking pretty good here. Even 153.60s would be like a $400 trade. So I'm looking at it here, guys. I'm definitely going to try to take that $400 trade here. There's nothing wrong with that approach. And if I take the money and run, I can just go back and look for pullbacks on the swing, right? So if anything, I can just take some good daily momentum here and then look for the swing to pull back and give me an entry. Up about 200 now, 209. Let's see if this can really start moving here. I'm going to put it up on the profit take above 154, just in case it just rockets up and then just hits me, right? Sometimes I'm going to be putting out an order that I don't expect to fill. But hey, I mean, if for some reason this just pops and it gives me that fill up there, you think I'm going to be upset? No, I'm going to be like, okay, well, I guess I'll just take my pop fill. But that's the approach here, guys. I'll show you guys it on the trade here. So there you guys see it. There you guys see me set the risk 121. It got close. It came back, right? It got close and then just shot right back off. That's the pattern trade. Now I just got to see if I can get that green. We'll see what happens here, guys. All right, let's go to the hourly chart. Hourly chart is one way that we can look at to see resistance and support to see when it comes into play. So first level would be like kind of this 153 break. I'm going to look to see if we can get above that 153 break. I'll take like half off there and then probably just leave the remainder for the day to try to work a little bit more. All right, what's up out there, guys? Definitely smash the like. What plan do you have on trade the pool? Sam's asking. That's a great question, Sam. Let's go ahead and I can show you guys exactly what I have. I have 2 accounts right now, guys. Let me show you guys a little bit about what I have here. Of course, I have the swing trade account, and I also have the day trade account. The swing is the one that's right here, 158 down. I got the day trade one that's 105 up, and of course that's from that cushion. But I have a kind of a super buying power one, and then the extra buying power one. I'll show you guys it right now through the kind of client area here. I can show you guys a little bit more about what I got available to me. And also, you guys can also see here that I had to get another day trade account here, but it wasn't a bad move here. I didn't break my first eval here. I ended it at the 182. It expired and at least ended in the green. I wasn't mad about that. But you guys see here, the extra buying power one, and then the swing trade buying power one is the super buying power one. So there you guys see it. I'm always willing to show you guys things because I want you guys to be able to see it, right? I'm full as transparent as can be. You won't find it out there, guys. You won't find traders giving you guys this box right here. Just ask them for this box. See if they give it to you right here. This one right here. They won't give you that, man, let alone the filled orders. That's where they really hide out there on the filled orders book. I show it all here, guys, and I try to be as transparent as can be. Why? Because I learn from the mistakes, you guys learn from the mistakes, and we all can get better. There you go, Sam. Have a blessed day. Enjoy it, Wisdom. Take care, man. It's good to have you in the chat today. All right, guys, no overtime. This is overtime, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to start wrapping it up here. I did want to try to take some profits on Valero for you guys so you guys can see me starting to take profits. I always get a little bit upset when traders tell me, well, but then you make them profits when you're off stream. Well, I mean, hey, the stocks tell themselves, right, where the moves are. We'll see if we're able to get that move, but definitely 152.60. Let's talk a little bit about the trades today, right? What happened? Let me get this account group off there so you guys can see all the action. I always show all the action towards the end, guys. You guys see it on Riot. Riot was a nice win early on, then eventually got out for a $10 loss there, but hey, it was overall a nice little gain. MGOL in the pre-market definitely took a hit here, but now this is starting to break down back below the $1. Maybe it starts to go right back below it, right? Valero is the last trade. DAL was also an out on the stop, right? So I've had about 1 win, 1 loss in the open. Overall, 2 losses, 1 win. Still just down a little bit here, but Valero might be able to get it all back here. We'll see what happens on Valero. As I took the trade here. Now it's almost to 153s. There we go. We're getting there, guys. Let me go ahead and take off 100 shares here, guys, so you guys can watch this. All right, 152.80s. Let's go ahead. Let's try to grab a little bit. Boom. Just took some out there, guys. You guys see me do it live here, guys. So definitely smash the like. All right, there you guys see it. Nice little gainer there. And I still have 90 shares on. Now I'm going to move the stop loss to break even and just let it work, team. Let it work. So now the break even stop loss, and time to let the stocks do the heavy lifting and see if I can get to the top prize today, which would be another 280 up there towards that 154.40s. I won't be mad. And the biggest part of this trade is that we looked at an overall sector, right? Sector was energy today. We talked about oil back in the 80s. That could cause this spike to happen. And what do you see here? You see multiple stocks up in this area. XOM, Chevron, ConocoPhillips, right? ConocoPhillips. You see BP up. You see a whole bunch of names in here. You can look at maybe like PSX, right? Phillips 66. This is what I try to grab and try to show you guys. I hope you guys appreciate me showing you guys this today, which is sector and industry analysis, intermarket analysis, some people call it. It's good to have Tim always joining the stream. And it's always good to see you guys out there. So definitely smash the like, guys, if you guys enjoyed the action. We had a great day for you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Hit the like, hit the of course, the subscribe down below, and tell everybody this is where you guys get the most transparent live trading stream, showing you guys everything from entries to exits to where my stop is. Who else is giving you guys that? Not many out there. Tim, it's always great to have you in. And
Likewise,
yes,
always great to be on.
Shout out to Peter G, right? We got to give a shout out to Peter G. First place prize winner. Picked some more learning. Love to see it. We'll be back tomorrow, guys. Smash the like always, right here on Trade the Pool. Pinkies up, Tim. Pinkies up.